It is our mission to embrace the ideal that our show shall always strive to belittle the stupid and to play an occasional song. We shall also strive to take all of your requests, but to never, under any circumstances, play those requests. It is our mission to offend as many people as we can in the shortest time possible. We shall always remember that no matter how pointless and stupid the things we say are, we shall present them in such a way that they will be lessons that will last a lifetime. We shall strive always to do nothing and to be mean. We shall strive mightily to always be the #1 morning show in Salt Lake, or, if not that, the #2 morning show, or at least somewhere in the top 15 or 20 morning shows. At least once a year, we shall go to someone's home, and we shall eat really good food, and we'll make you wish that you could be there to share it with us. And finally, it is our mission to always remind the listeners that we never lie, and we're always right. So let it be written, so let it be done.
I see the usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Yeah. Very auspicious day. I'm excited about today. Well, because it's Ashton Kutcher's birthday. But other than that, I'm wearing my Occupy. Oh, the Killers.
2 reasons.
Yeah.
I guess they filled the place last night.
Of course they did.
Sure.
And tore it up.
They were
at the Delta Center, apparently.
They were at Energy Solutions.
Even though he kept calling it the Delta Center.
That's how you know he's a local.
Yeah.
He's a local boy.
Because we all still call it the Delta Center.
And Spaceman.
Because I'm wearing my Occupy Mars T-shirt.
Yes.
That SpaceX employee who's a fan of the program, a friend of the show, gave me, sent to me. And I don't know the guy's name. I'm sorry. I should.
I want to say Matt.
I
want to say Matt. He steps in the chat room every now and then.
So identify yourself, because I really love this shirt. But SpaceX launched the biggest rocket ever successfully at Cape Canaveral yesterday. It's called Falcon Heavy. Lifted off yesterday. Historic Apollo era launch pad at Kennedy Space Center in Florida, except they call it Cape Canaveral again, I think. Or maybe it's Cape Canaveral, but the Kennedy Space Center is there. Whatever. So in this rocket, the payload of this rocket, did you heard about this? Is Elon Musk's, because Elon Musk is SpaceX, he's also Tesla. His cherry red Tesla, his personal car.
Convertible.
It's a convertible. They've put a spaceman sitting behind the wheel, and it says on the dashboard, "Don't panic."
Which is why I nearly opened with this song this morning, but I did not. Let's see, where did it go? Here we are. This is at the beginning of the heavy metal movie. The first scene is a space shuttle, the bay doors opening and dropping. I think it's a 56 Corvette convertible with a guy in a spacesuit, very similar to and he flies it down to Earth. So I nearly opened with this one, but I realized I'm the only one that remembers that. So,
of course, "Don't panic." It says it on the screen on the Tesla. It says "Don't panic." That's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yes. And the only thing that I think that they did wrong, this is such a cool thing.
Yeah.
The only thing I think they did wrong is it was just too predictable that they had Space Oddity playing. You know, which I like the song and all that, but it was just a little
a little on the nose.
Yeah, it was a little too.
Well, see, they should have went with that song
Yeah.
from Heavy Metal.
Right, because I think maybe Musk had that in his mind when he said, "Let's put my car in there." Now,
but it's cool because it worked. They launched it and
I heard there's
successfully.
I heard there's a problem though. apparently it is off course. I'm not sure exactly where it was going to go, but where it was going to go to an asteroid belt or something. But
wasn't it more important that they were able to
Yes.
bring the launch, whatever
rockets
launched
back?
it back?
Yeah. So the spent rockets are back, and I'm not sure. I'll read more into it. So what's going to become of the car and
It's
all
just
of that?
out there.
It's just going to stay out there?
Space junk.
That's weird. That's weird.
It's gonna land on some hut in Africa.
So anyway, Elon Musk, he's just, I don't know. The guy he drives me crazy because he's so successfully odd.
That shouldn't drive you crazy.
It's just, I just go, what? How does this happen? I think he's an alien.
He might be.
877,
He's an immigrant.
is he?
Mm-hmm.
Is he Israeli?
No, Africa.
Oh, that's right.
South Africa.
South Africa.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's an immigrant.
Yeah.
Well, we can't have that.
From one of them S-hole countries.
We can't have that.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll get into that with Donald Trump. I just was really pissed about Donald Trump talking about that NFL player that got creamed on the side of the road by a drunk driver, an illegal alien. We'll talk about that coming up because Donald Trump is a scary, racist moron.
Yes.
877-602-9696. If you are a person who would like to check into the show, or if we've driven you all the way now with our feverish left-wing politics.
We have tickets to the boat show for a random checker inner.
Yeah, I mean my very violent, virulent comment about the president that didn't count because this part of the show doesn't count.
That's true.
This is just.
Will you say it again when it counts? Because
No.
I want it to count.
No.
Please let it
877,
count.
check into the Radio from Hell show. Tell us what your day is going to be like. Are you excited about SpaceX, or do you just go, who cares? It's exciting.
It is. And you learn about that sort of stuff at school. At least you used to.
Well, I know the open classroom, you can talk about that kind of stuff. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if there's a kid going to the open classroom right now who ends up being another Elon Musk.
Well, it's the kind of place where the kids could direct that conversation. They could come to school today and talk about that news story and make a whole lesson out of it. That's the kind of thing they do.
The Open Classroom is a free public charter school in the Salt Lake School District. Tuition free. Students, teachers, and parents contributing in cooperative learning environments. They believe in the whole child learning system, academics, social and emotional development. Creative expression is important, and also they want you to get physical exercise there. And they have a real nice playground. It's the old Lowell Elementary School up at the Avenues on D Street. And great location. So if you want to find out more and find out about their parent night, which is coming up on February 12th, all you have to do is go to the website for the Open Classroom. It's ocslc.org. We love you for listening to X96. And since Saturday night, after I went to the Warped Tour, I went to a party, and I think it was about 10 o'clock at night. I get home, and I'm out. I was out on the sidewalk. It's not important why. 10 o'clock, out on the sidewalk, and what do I see coming across the street? A raccoon, and there's a lot of traffic, and he's coming right toward my house.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of traffic, and the lights in a car honked. And the raccoon kind of, like this, and I thought, God, hit him! I was hoping the car had hit him, but it missed him.
Yeah.
And he came, and I'm standing 20 feet away from him.
Yeah.
And he came running, and he ran, and I started yelling at him, and he ran right up my tree, the one that's in my front yard. I have a gigantic, like
Bill treed a coon.
a 50-foot tree. Yeah, I treed a coon. I was yelling, you son of a. Get back here!
Bill lives where the red fern grows.
I was just so mad, and he ran up the damn tree, and they're everywhere. God,
I think they've declared war on you.
I think they have.
Coming to get you.
It's like birds have declared war on my wife. raccoons.
No kidding.
Declared war on you.
He got he stopped and growled at the car. I swear to God, he did.
High road.
Get away!
Shake his fist. Roadhog.
His
Little birdie finger.
one of his little bandit hands, you know.
Bird finger.
Their hands are almost human, you know.
They have them, you know.
But ran right up the tree in front of my house. God, that made me
What are
mad.
you going to do?
Did your wife lock you out again? You sleep on the porch. Was it one of those?
No.
No?
Oh, why I was on this?
Why
Yeah.
you're out on the front porch?
I was taking the night air.
He's
I was
farting.
taking in the night air.
He's out farting.
Yeah. I'll be back in a while, honey. I gotta go take the night air.
He's right, isn't he?
No,
Taking the night wind.
No.
Is what it is.
No, I wasn't.
There's a breeze. Let me just put it that way.
Man, I live in the city. I don't
You
need
shouldn't
this
have- no,
crap.
You have to move to the country to get away from the coons.
No kidding. It just drives me crazy.
I tell you, we haven't had any raccoon problems since Van's dog Chase killed one in the
Yeah.
backyard, and ever since then
They know.
they're gone.
I believe that when I start trap, I should go home and set up a trap, and
Yeah.
because if I trap a couple of them, they kind of lay off for a while.
Well, then that means you have to keep trapping them.
I know.
Got to send a message.
I know. I got the trap there. I just haven't. I'll set it, and Brian will come and get him.
I want reliable people who aren't going to get carried away.
This is years you've been dealing with
I
this.
just hate it.
Got to send a message to the coon community.
I haven't seen one of the cats for quite a while. The
Rush or G. Gordon, you mean?
one. Yeah, Rush is. I haven't seen Rush for a week. Baby Rush is finally gone.
You know, raccoon will kill a cat.
I don't know.
I know.
They've been coexisting for a
Well,
while.
no, I mean one of the Rush has been injured by the raccoon. I assume it's the raccoons. Before I've taken him to the vet a couple of times with injuries. It just drives me crazy.
Well, got to kill one. Got to kill one. Send a message.
Spill blood.
I'm gonna just sprinkle raccoon blood on the threshold.
Well, where you gonna get that raccoon blood, huh?
From a raccoon, I guess.
You gotta bleed one.
Can't you buy it at Sportsman's Warehouse? Or
No,
something?
that's urine, and that will attract them. I'm sorry.
Man.
877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right.
So we're going to officially begin the Radio from Hell show right now. We do have one line open for check-ins, 877-602-9696. Gina.
Bill, why don't you have a sip of your coffee while I read the sponsor?
My delicious Mill Creek coffee, which I just poured from my thermos. Well, my thermos. It's I love this Mill Creek coffee. This particular blend is White Mountain.
Get yourself coffeeed up, and I'll tell people about Hoops Vision, LASIK. Now, this resolution is easy. Ask about 24 months, zero interest, and their See Clearly guarantee. Schedule your free LASIK consultation today, 877-30-LASIK, or go to hoopsvision.com.
And thanks for reminding me to drink my coffee, because sometimes I forget to take a sip. I get busy. The moon is 51.2% of full. It looks very nice out there. I'm not sure what that planet is that's just down to the left of the moon. I'm going to say it's usually either Venus or Mars. I'm not sure which one it is.
It's one of them.
I'll find out.
They all look the same.
I meant to look it up this morning. Yeah, I meant to look it up this morning. I said, that's I think it's Venus, the morning star. And it's beautiful anyway out there right now. The moon will set today at 11:47 a.m. Today being, what is it? It's Wednesday. It's the 7th day of February in the year of our Lord 2018. It is This is North America's most desperate radio broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Radio from Hell show starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson.
Yes.
Bill Allred and Gina Barberi, the senior executive producer and lady-in-waiting to the Radio from Hell show. Back from vacation is Richard Thomas Stedman. Dylan Allred, no relation, producing video for the show right now. You can see us live at x96.com. Also, you'll see pictures and videos during the news and other parts of the show. And Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal, helping out today. It's, by the way, it's John Deere's birthday today. He was born on this date back a long time ago. John Deere, of course, nothing runs like a deer. Charles Dickens' birthday, he was born on this date. And Buster Crabbe, my favorite, Buster Crabbe.
Flash Gordon.
And Tarzan. He was Tarzan.
He was also Tarzan.
Yeah, he was an Olympic swimmer, as was Johnny Weissmuller, who also was I don't remember if Weissmuller was the Tarzan right after Buster Crabbe or before Buster Crabbe. I think after Buster Crabbe. But they were both Olympic medalists in swimming. So, there you go.
Check-ins are brought to you by the Utah Boat Show and Water Sports Expo, returning to the Mountain America Expo Center, formerly the Southtown Expo Center, February 8th through the 11th. For tickets and more, go to utahboatshow.com, and I believe we're giving away tickets to that to somebody checking in this morning.
And by the way, thanks to checking in, in the chat room or texting 33986, somebody in the chat room or the texter said... the heavy Falcon rocket that Elon Musk, it was supposed to orbit Mars. The payload with the Tesla in it was supposed to orbit Mars, but it has gone off course, unfortunately, and is heading toward an asteroid belt, and then who knows what will become of it. But I guess the very most important part of it was they were able to just launch such a heavy...
And retrieve the rocket.
All right, let's get our check-ins underway. We'll start with... Chris from Roy.
Hi, Chris.
Good morning. How are you?
Chris, just fine. I just had a burger last weekend from Burger Bar in Roy.
May I suggest when you're up there next, and you guys have done your road home show there, Jesse Jean's Coffee Beans.
Oh, is it still there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not only are they still there, they're actually... You know what? I better not say. I don't know if Anna knows and wants everybody knowing it. They're doing very well.
Okay,
they're a fantastic.
That's good to know.
Sounds to me like they're going to expand in some way.
Bill.
They are.
Okay.
They are. Yeah, they're doing really well.
Well, that's good. Now they used to do coffee and food and stuff. When we started X96 at Trolley Corners, we had a cafe there,
and they were there,
and they were the ones running it or doing it first, and. But they got no support from management, as most things didn't.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Well, glad they're doing well now.
Yeah. Is that it, Chris?
Well, I'm sorry?
Yeah, I said, is that it?
Well, I just wanted to wish you guys a happy hump day for you guys. Today is my, actually, it's my last day on a contract, so I'm just going to go in and knock out the 8 hours and get the rest of my life going, I guess. I don't
Okay.
know.
All right, Chris.
Good luck with the rest of your life, Chris.
Chris, just one tip for you.
Thank you.
Chris, if you ever call in again, one tip for you, okay? We do not use that word, that phrase, hump day on this show.
No.
Ever.
My mistake. I apologize.
That's all right.
okay.
You I guess you
What
maybe
do you
just
call
didn't-
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
We call it Wednesday.
We call it by its proper name.
Yeah.
Your Wednesday is my Friday.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Chris.
See you
We'll
later,
see
Chris.
There it is.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Boom.
Well, we have another Chris now.
Hi, Chris. Where are you from?
Murray.
Okay. And what have you got for us today, Chris?
I'm just headed to work. I thought I'd call and check in.
All right.
That's nice of you, Chris.
What do you do for a living, Chris?
I sort ball bearings.
Yes,
you do not.
Yes, you do.
You are a
That's
liar.
what Carrie tells people.
That's what I tell
Yeah.
people when they ask me. At work, you have 2 buckets.
Yeah.
You have one.
That's right.
One bucket
The good ones.
for the good ones. One bucket for the bad
How do
ones.
you tell what's a good? How do you tell the good ones from the bad ones?
It's an art.
That's where the training comes
That's
in.
right.
Yeah.
Not many people can do it. You have to be a ball bearing whisperer. Kind
That's
of.
right. It's feel.
Yeah.
It's mouth feel.
Yeah. It's not as glamorous as it sounds.
It's exactly. Exactly.
Yay, Chris.
Because you're right, it does sound great. But Chris, thanks for checking in with us.
All right, Chris.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Chris.
My favorite call.
We can end the show now. Let's see. Stacy from Orem checking in. First day back to work after I broke my leg and had to have surgery.
Ah.
Jeez.
Wow. Let's see. Elon Musk's mantra, because I can,
Yeah.
according to Nick.
Yep.
Let's see. Your ever faithful font of trivial knowledge checking in. Another day in paradise, crunching numbers to feed the wife and children. Always a pleasure to wake up with you. Thank you.
Let's see. Teresa from Salt Lake City heading to Idaho for a day of food safety auditing at various restaurants.
Boo.
Fun. Let's see. Parade Cody checking in. The SpaceX Heavy rocket is an incredible advancement for mankind. It has sparked my daughter's interest into space exploration.
Cool.
Listening to her talk about going to Mars, she's 11. She was sad thinking she might not be old enough to go until I explained that if we figure it all out, even the next 10 years she could possibly go if she wanted. Her eyes lit up with excitement, and now it's all she talks about.
Love that.
That's cool to hear.
Teacher Emily checking in. Only have to teach one class today. I only need about 35%.
Okay.
Gary checking in. I stumbled in across an old YouTube video of John Smith trying to get someone to eat a 14-year-old burger in St. George. Do you know anything about it? No. But it sounds like something John would do.
Yeah.
We'll ask him about it later.
I am curious as to where he got a 14-year-old hamburger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's ask him later.
Yeah. Jeff the welder. Let's see. Sean the tax guy.
London FOP checking in, counting up the cost of having our baby and my shoulder surgery. Oh, wait. I don't have any costs for those. London FOP always likes to rub in our face his health care.
All right. Well, I guess we're at least at 75% today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work hard. Have you guys got your tickets for the parade yet? Though we should get them early.
Oh, the military
Because
parade.
the big military parade in Washington D.C. We're gonna have to
Let's find out.
Should we sleep out
It's
for it?
it's gonna be. I think the tickets will be a premium for that. So.
Yes, I think so. It's going to block traffic. I know that.
Oh, nice, Carrie. So there was a house fire earlier this morning that had 13th East closed. It is now reopened.
That was up by
Up
Westminster.
by Westminster, yeah. It was causing. There's probably still some delays in the area due to having those roads closed for a while, but it is open now. And that's the only incident so far this morning. You can always text us if you see anything, 33986. It's the news you trust from the most experienced team in Utah. 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com.
All right, things that must go coming up. Before that, big boy news and opinioendo. First, we got to tell you about Hoops Vision Correction.
People who've had LASIK surgery, let's just say LASIK. People who've had LASIK on their eyes have usually been considering it for a long time.
Yeah.
And then they finally go, okay,
And they always say the same thing. I'm sorry I waited so long.
Exactly. Yeah. You can, so listen, there is nothing to it.
Yeah.
It is, that's why I don't like to call it LASIK surgery. Hoops Vision, they have been doing this for years and years and years, just thousands upon thousands of successful LASIK surgeries, including Carrie, me, Carrie's wife, my wife, Dylan, Just
Bill Frost?
Yeah, Bill Frost is. And so it's just an amazing procedure, and you get rid of your glasses, your contact lenses, and that is really terrific. So if you are ready to do it, call for a free, no-obligation appointment at Hoops Vision, 877-30-LASIK. That's 877-305-2745, 24 months, zero interest, and their See Clearly guarantee. Find out more at hoopsvision.com.
John Smith kicks off a 1-hour non-stop music wingding at the conclusion of Radio from Hell on X96.
I didn't do anything this week. I was such a slug this weekend.
Sometimes you need a sluggy weekend.
Good for you.
I didn't think.
Good for you.
How do you turn that off?
Alcohol.
Genius switch. How do you turn that off?
Alcohol. Alcohol.
What kind? What was your alcohol
Just,
of choice this weekend?
Anything I could get. Whatever was handed to me, whatever was handy. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter?
No, didn't matter.
You weren't discriminating
Nope.
about? No?
Why?
I'll take some of that, sure.
Is it good wine? It's good enough.
Yeah. I'll have some of that. You bet.
And you were just handed things?
Went out to dinner.
That's the way it should be.
Went out to dinner on Valentine's Day.
You did? You did that going out on Valentine's?
Yeah.
That's brave.
Yep. Had a nice dinner at Copper Onion, and you know, pork belly should be one of the major food groups.
I agree.
It really should be.
What was the pork belly on, or was it?
No,
just,
it was just pork belly.
just out there being pork belly.
Pork belly with some cherries and some Brussels sprouts and turnips. You know, just kind of as a little
side
starter,
dish,
a little starter to the evening, and then
Nice.
Man,
did you take in your surroundings? Did you look at the other people that chose to go out on Valentine's Day?
I
See
did.
How in love they are.
I
or
did.
Not?
There was it was well, so it was very busy. Copper Onion was very busy. I assume all the restaurants were very busy on Saturday. Did you go out on Saturday?
No.
No. So it was very busy. To the table to our left, two guys out on a Valentine's date.
Guys?
And then a table across from us, a guy and two girls. And they kept they were quite annoying. Because the guy kept hanging a spoon on his nose. You know how you do? You take a spoon and
little kid.
Yeah, and you hang it off the edge of your nose, or he would put it across his nose, and then he would insist on one of the girls taking a picture of him. And this kept going on, and then the spoon would slip off, and then he would just laugh uproariously.
Were these 12-year-olds?
And they thought it was funny too.
No one's ever done this before.
And it kind of went on, seemed to go on and on and on and on. And then they had the waiter take a picture of the three of them together.
Can you believe this?
It was just.
This has never happened.
And I kept trying to think, now, what kind of a Valentine's date is this?
Threesome date?
I guess. He was,
polygamy date?
Maybe he was paying for them.
That could be.
Could have been
that would explain why they were laughing at the spoon joke.
Yeah, the spoon
were
on
paid.
the nose.
They were
hilarious.
paid.
Hilarious. Spoon on the nose.
Yep.
Man, this is good. Good stuff. Good stuff. And those were the only... But mostly I was just fixated on my sweetheart sitting across the table from me as we enjoyed a delicious meal.
I'm glad you did.
X96.
All right. 635. Big boy news and opinioendo now brought to you by
Utah Presents, bringing Scott Sylvan, renowned illusionist, mentalist, and performance artist, on February 10th at Kingsbury Hall. Tickets at utahpresents.org.
All right. Well, I always like to begin the news with a story that is inconsequential to the community at large, but it's a story that Gina would like.
Can I stop you there? So usually,
Why? What?
Usually when you do this, and I appreciate it.
I know you do. I do it for you because people think I don't like you, but I love you.
Because I have an interest in the macabre.
You do.
Murder story.
I have a story about a woman holding her own eyeball. Coming up. You want to stop that?
I need a break.
Huh?
I need a break from those stories.
Really? Okay.
I've
got a whole file of them here.
I know.
What happened?
Well,
I am on a quest to get over my Trump funk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And I'm asking you, Bill, can you just no.
All right, Gina. Here you go.
Just
I can. Here you go. I can.
Oh, okay.
I know what you're saying.
All right.
Here's a story for you to help you get over your Trump funk.
okay.
Men who marry chubby women are 10 times happier.
Yes,
says science.
That's the more. I need more of that.
Okay. Well,
listen, not forever.
Listen, there are plenty of news stories about chubby women. If you would like to
positive
stories
about just I'm actually being serious. Just
in a new
just
study
for a little
conducted
while.
by the Department of Psychology and the National Autonomous University of Mexico, you know, the National Autonomous University of Mexico.
It's a thing.
Dr. Filimon Alvarado and Dr. Eduardo Morales.
Well, they're both very good.
At the National Autonomous University of Mexico, discovered that men who are in relationships with chubby women were 10 times happier than those who were with skinny women. One of the doctors said, you know the old saying about there's more... If you have more cushion...
No.
You need more cushion for...
No.
No?
I mean, we know the saying.
If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, you make a chubby woman your wife.
Exactly. Okay, thank you.
She won't give you no sass.
No.
And she's a good cook.
Yeah.
So that's what you need.
A whole lot of Rosie.
A whole lot of Rosie.
Yes.
You don't want the story about the woman who was found holding her own eyeball outside of a church. You do want that story.
I kind of do, but I'm just...
By the way, I should point out here, in the interest of full disclosure, it was Gina who provided me with the story about chubby women. It was not my idea. I didn't want to do that story. I think fat shaming is wrong.
That's not fat. That's
fat praising.
That's fat praising. Sounds like.
It's backhanded. You know it is. All right, let's move on to other news, shall we? So I feel bad about this. I'm responsible. Willie Nelson has now canceled all of his tour dates.
Oh, no.
All of them?
Oh, no.
For February, and you know what that means. He'll cancel them for March if he is able to cancel them.
That makes me sad.
He's citing he's recovering, we hope, from the flu. Mr. Nelson is on my death pool. I'm sorry to say, and I feel somewhat responsible. But he's 83, and he's not well. He was supposed to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dates in February.
Yeah, canceled them all.
They're all canceled.
That will be a tragedy.
Yeah. Now, here's a story about Mike Noel. This will not cheer you up. You know, I said yesterday I was reconsidering my Philo Farnsworth support because Mike Noel, our Utah State Representative from Kanab, supports that. But a bill now moving through the Utah legislature has the potential to restrict cities and other levels of government from speaking out in favor of federal protections on the state's public lands.
Can't do that.
If it passes, House Bill 136 would shut down the Mountain Accord aimed at resolving long-standing land use controversy on the Wasatch Front. Bill sponsor Mike Noel, Republican Kanab, contends the state should oversee lobbying by local officials and agencies. So if local officials come out and start saying that they can't, if this bill passes, they would not be able to say, well, we favor this kind of conservation.
You can't pass a law that says.
So the mayor of Salt Lake and county officials here in Salt Lake, they have spoken in favor of, helping with stop climate change, protecting the watershed here in the mountains right outside of Salt Lake City, and they speak out in favor of these kind of environmental measures. Well, Mike Noel wants to put a stop to that.
Sorry, Mike. That's I think against the law there.
And there were environmental groups and Native American groups at this hearing, and Mike Noel made them swear in before they gave their testimony on these issues.
Swear in.
The rare swearing in, which insinuated that the bill's opponents would try to deceive the committee, drew a rebuke from Representative Susan Duckworth of Salt Lake, who wound up voting for the bill. It's an intimating question. It's harassment. So you can technically, as a committee chair, have your the people who are there to testify swear in.
But they don't always do it.
Well, they never do it.
Yeah.
They almost never do it. But because a lot of these people in this committee hearing were environmentalists, he made them swear in.
Because they couldn't possibly just honestly want to talk about it. They'd have to come on and lie about it.
You have to swear that you're going to be truthful here. And it was insulting.
Kanab is where he's from?
Yeah.
Okay, Kanab, you got to get that guy out of there.
They won't.
Get him out of there.
The Mormon Church is backing a bill in the Utah State Legislature that would protect church leaders from being recorded without their knowledge or consent. The proposal would make it a crime, possibly even a felony, to record anyone in Utah without their approval first. Now, that's a law in many states. You can't secretly record people.
It's like 12 states that it's a law.
And for instance, we can't record people here on the radio without telling them that that's what we're doing. And I think that's a federal law. So the LDS Church has said, we're in favor of this. Now, people are then saying, you know why they're in favor of it? Because of this Mormon leaks, WikiLeaks thing, and people are recording LDS bishops asking intimate questions of people who are in for their bishop interviews. Richie's here to, I've got this right. Yeah. And so the LDS Church has said, we are in favor of this. Now there is also speculation that that the LDS Church is the entity that said, why don't we have this law here in Utah to protect bishops in local wards?
Well, I think the reason why is because you never get it in context. Whenever you see like the things shared on the internet, it's always the portion that whoever the party wants to share it. You know, for example, like in a bishop's interview, they don't give the stuff that precedes. So if I'm going in to have a bishop's interview and I want to share a portion of it, if I'm leading the bishop into asking me about certain things,
Bishop, I would like you to ask me if I masturbate. Please ask me if I masturbate.
But I mean,
do you masturbate?
Yeah, exactly. Sort of.
I mean, that's what
they're really worried that's going to happen. I mean,
well, it does. It has, and it's been.
I mean, those recordings have happened, but I mean, think about if someone out of context recorded a little bit of you and put it on the internet. Even if you said, "Yeah," but what you're not getting is the entire conversation,
which makes me look less guilty of doing it.
But what about if I'm pulled over by a cop and I want to record that?
Well, I mean, I think that falls under the same thing.
And that's a problem for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'll be interesting to see. I think the big problem right now that people are having with it is that they feel that the LDS Church is pushing this on the legislature. That's the
and I don't know how you make this a law with the internet the way it is. I mean, you know, with everyone filming everything.
Sure.
Are you going to have to ask permission of somebody before you post something on the web?
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
There are people who have done this, and I think they do it in states where they know it's the law. They yell, "I'm recording you! I'm recording you!" That would be considered, So that's how you would get around it. You would say to the cop, "I'm recording you right now." Not secretly.
Well, they need to spell that out in the law then.
That's what it would be.
Because this is creepy to me, this law.
I saw this story headline that says there are 15 inspirational billboards across the Wasatch Front here.
I've seen them.
And I thought, they must be talking about our billboards with the puppies and the kitties.
Yes.
The inspirational billboards. But no, it's something else. I didn't even.
They say you are loved on them.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Okay, well that's nice.
It is nice.
That's wonderful. I don't care who does it.
Yeah.
Who I think has put them up. Russian bots.
Russian bots.
I think Russian bots have put them up. That's who's done it.
Sports weather traffic.
Sports brought to you by Get Unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org. You should follow our friend Amy Donaldson.
Yes.
So she's at the Olympics. You can follow her on Twitter, AD on Sports. She's on Facebook and Instagram, and she's doing the kinds of things that I like. She's posting pictures of the cool toilets they have in Korea. Like, Carrie, I think you talked about this.
Oh, yeah.
It's like there's 10 buttons on the toilet that do, like, warm it up. And
now they squirt water into your private parts.
Yeah, if you ask them.
Yeah.
So, the sports are great, but if you want to see what life is like in Korea, follow Amy.
It's a country of people who have their private parts washed by toilets.
Yeah.
They think, hey, listen, they think that we're crazy for wiping with paper.
I
right?
agree. I know people who have bought. You can buy one, even a retrofit for the toilet in your house.
Should I ask for a Korean toilet for Christmas?
Get a Japanese one. They're actually better.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And weather brought to you in part by climate change, and it's more and more by climate change as the week goes on. Today, 57. They're saying by Friday, 63 is possible.
I'll come over to my house and use my Yamaha butt washer.
That might be my sign-off today. Emergency traffic approaching southbound I-15 Layton Parkway. 3 left lanes in the shoulder are blocked. Only 1 right lane getting through there. And if you see something, you can let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
And try to avoid distracted driving, please, especially during the rush hour out there when the traffic is so difficult. Distracted driving.
You sure?
Am I not sure? Am I? Yeah.
Don't get distracted on your radio show and forget that it's time for things that must go.
Oh, and then we'll talk about distracted driving. I apologize.
Things that must go brought to you by National Auto Plaza. Who builds the best trucks? National Auto Plaza does. Lifted accessories you haven't even thought of yet. All to take you to the next adventure. National Auto Plaza.
Distracted radio person here. I'm sorry.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Yep. These are things that are bugging you. Things that if these are in your life, bad things are in your life, put them down. Must go. Send them to us. We will read them on the radio, and it's like an exorcism. These things will leave you, and you will be happy. So, things that must go, send them to radiofromhell@x96.com and put must go in the subject line. Carrie.
Let's start with this one from Zane. Let's see. Fist bumps.
Yeah.
They are just as annoying as high-fiving someone. Well, I disagree, but plus I don't like getting the flu. Let's see. Making an online payment to, and then he gives a website of a store of some kind.
Okay.
Using my credit card, and there is a convenience fee. I don't in the slightest way find this convenient for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I like to hugging, swear, and use obscene gestures sometimes. But if I know that there are children present that could see or hear me, I watch what I say and do. This is for someone that flipped me off on the freeway with my fiancé and my soon-to-be stepdaughter in the car with me. She's 8. I was driving a little aggressive, but flipping me off with a child in the car with me is not cool. And I know I need to learn how to drive differently with kids in the car with me. That is true. Geek Show says, hey, make mine a double. And I don't understand the rest of that. Okay, let's see. This one from Candace, just a couple of quick things. Getting back in my car after getting the oil changed and having the seat moved.
Well, somebody bigger probably had to.
Also, the guy that at the oil change place talking down to me because I'm a girl. I know stuff. And Excel Automotive not having a shop in Ogden. Candace, I think it'd be worth a drive to you.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one from Mormon Mafioso. Utahns who complain about any other subset of Utahns. As a transplant Mormon to Utah, I can say Utah Mormons and Utah non-Mormons are equally horrible about complaining about each other. Housing prices must go, and neighborhood Facebook groups must go. Let's see. This one is Robert. Things that must go are weird battery sizes. I have to replace batteries to a home security motion detector, and it uses 123A batteries. Why can't it just be a AAA or a C or a D or a 9-volt? People in my restaurant that want the freshest food possible. We serve very fresh, very good food, and someone will always say, can you please get the fresh chicken? I will tell them this chicken in front of you is quite fresh. I made it 10 minutes ago. Then they say, no, I want the fresh chicken. So I say, it'll be about 15 minutes until a new batch is ready. And they say, that's okay. I'll wait. The chicken I have is perfectly fine. It won't make you sick, and it won't be unfresh. Thank you for everything you do. All right.
Let's see. I'll do this one. Morning Lords of Morning Radio, please use either name at the bottom of the email. Use either name. All right. The names are Skipper or the Little Oil Liberal. Please, let's see. What must go is the current administration of narcissistic, egotistical, corrupt, and intellectually bankrupt bozos that we have running this country. The list of grievances is much too large to go into here, so we'll just leave it at that. They must go. On a lighter note, what must go is commercials when watching on-demand programs. I agree. And the fact that you cannot fast forward in a lot of those programs, that's just crap. The whole point of the DVR and on-demand programming is to be able to watch your show and skip the damn commercials when you do. And now they have it set so that you can't skip through them. And laundry must go. Why can't our clothes just clean themselves?
That would be nice.
I hate to think of how much of my life I have wasted because of this need to do laundry. Make mine a double, and Geek Show says, hey. This one, howdy, lords and lady. Johnny B checking in with some things that must go. Go ahead and use my name if you wish. Well, I'm glad you put that after you said, hi, it's Johnny B. Random people who seem to think they can know how to cure diabetes. Oh! So Johnny B has diabetes.
Okay.
And people will say to him, oh, my grandma had that, and she ate a spoonful of cinnamon every day, and it cleared the diabetes right up.
Hell?
Don't think so.
I've had this for 30 years. I'm pretty sure I would know if there was a cure. I'd be willing to rub dead rats all over myself if I knew that I could get rid of the diabetes. On that same note, the following interaction. Oh, you shouldn't eat that. You're diabetic. You don't look diabetic. And my favorite, is it the bad kind?
Because if it's just 2, I mean, that's not that bad.
Yeah, first off, if it's not poison, I can eat it. I can eat anything.
Yeah.
Second, what do diabetics look like, really? What do they look like?
I could spot a diabetic a mile away.
You don't look like you're a moron. So, and I can spot a moron a mile away. And then third, is there any kind of good lifelong medical condition? I know it's hard, but think before you speak. And then finally, the thing must go is guys who don't stand close enough to the urinal. We've had that before.
Yes.
But please, stand, if you are in the men's room, crowd the urinal.
Yes.
Crowd it.
This is from Dylan. Things that must go. Don't ever call someone big guy. What's up, big guy? It is not friendly. You may as well be saying, hey there, fatty.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Hey, big guy.
Dear Radio from Hell, I'm in nursing school, and I swear to God, if one more person asks me if I'm becoming a nurse so I can snag me a rich doctor, my head might explode.
They do?
I'm going to nursing school to become a nurse because I want to be a nurse. That's all.
People say that?
Yep, apparently.
Yeah, rich doctors say it.
This is from Future Nurse. So close I can taste it.
Future Nurse! I'll watch that.
This is from me, you, or your significant other. This is an interesting list.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Try looking at the positive things in life rather than always focusing on the negative ones. It isn't healthy for you or me or anyone. At least be happy that I made you dinner rather than be upset that the countertops aren't fully wiped down yet. I'm planning on wiping them off once dinner is finished. When the baby's diaper isn't completely full after an hour, I'm not going to change it until it's ready to be changed, even if you think it needs to be changed. How about giving me a nice warm hug and a kiss after work rather than dropping the work bomb drama on me to vent? That would be a nice positive change for once. Would it kill you to say thank you for all the positive things I do for you and our family rather than pointing out all the flaws left over during the hour a day? So if you or your significant other is doing these things, please stop and let them know these things must go.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
Stalled vehicle northbound I-15 approaching 90th South in Sandy. The passing lane is blocked and traffic is back to 123rd South in Draper. Emergency vehicles are on the scene of a crash southbound I-15 near Layton Parkway. At least 6 cars involved, blocking 3 left lanes. Also a problem northbound I-15 in the same spot. Right shoulder is blocked, so that area around Layton Parkway, both directions, is a mess. That's traffic.
Have I mentioned that distracted driving is a bad thing? Have I ever mentioned that?
Perhaps,
you may have.
Perhaps that's what was involved in some of these accidents.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, distracted driving, we're all guilty of it from time to time. I think I've gotten much better at not being distracted, but still.
Well, one way to get better at it is to go to zerofatalities.com and join the resistance, because it's going to make you be more aware when you're driving, because you take the pledge, you're going to not drive distracted.
Yeah.
And it's not just the phone we're talking about. It's not just your texting. It's things like, playing with the radio even.
Yep.
Just
eating in the car.
Talking.
Yep.
There are times when I'll be talking with Sue, and I'll forget that I need to take that turn. You
got the kids in the back seat, and you're looking at them in the rear view mirror and talking to them in the rear view mirror. No.
Yep.
Go to zerofatalities.com and pledge to not distracted drive. Join the resistance, and you could win some prizes too.
Yep.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
That's how desperate I am.
At 10 a.m., right after Radio from Hell.
We're desperate.
At 1 p.m., while you're listening in the...
People think of the content as just over the airwaves, but we do so much more now. We're producing videos daily that we need scripts for. We produce concerts on a weekly basis that we need day logs for. If it wasn't for the help of the people at Valley Office System, our job would be near impossible to do. One of the things I love about Valley Office Systems is they're a joy to work with. Honestly, we are a 24-hour business. We rarely have an issue, but when we do, we let them know, and they're out here just as quickly as possible. Honestly, their service is second to none.
Twitter at RFHGina. Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 7:04 right now.
Now, at the end of this,
yes,
we have a giveaway. Stephen Page tickets. It's Utah Presents Stephen Page at Kingsbury Hall. He's former lead singer of the Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah. Oh, now, we did that story. It was kind of a little jokey thing Gina wanted to do about men marrying chubby women. And there was it was a study from a university in Mexico. And there was an accompanying photo.
There was?
With the picture, with the story about which purported to show an example of a chubby woman that men might want to marry. I tweeted that picture at RFH Bill. I would suggest you take a look at that. Is that, as a matter of fact, Gina, look at it right now.
Yeah,
is that what you would consider a chubby woman? Because if it is, okay.
I mean,
that woman is. She's curvy.
She's curvy,
but that's not. I mean, when you say marry a chubby woman, that's not what comes to mind.
No,
I mean, that's a sexy.
She's a
marry somebody like this.
She's a larger woman, but not. I wouldn't say chubby.
Yeah, no, that's what I think of when I think of chubby, and that sound is not that woman.
No.
So, this was on Twitter the other day. I forget who brought it up, but somebody was talking about my my dislike of bald meat. I don't
meatballs.
I don't care for meatballs, and there's very specific reasons for that. And then somebody said, "Oh, I didn't realize that's what he meant." No, it's BALLED, meat that has been bald.
You'll eat meatloaf.
Sure, I'll eat. You know what a hamburger is? It's
Patty.
A flat meatball.
Yeah,
I'll eat a flat meatball.
But you won't eat bald meat.
No. Now, I've been faced with the dilemma on occasion where there's nothing else.
We are serving bald meat.
Yeah.
That is all we are serving.
Yeah, and somebody says, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "This," and I take my hand or I take a spoon or something and I flatten it because I won't eat it. And this extends to other things.
Like what?
I don't care for bald fruit.
Melon, balls of melon? What's to not like about a ball of melon?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
I don't care for bald fruit. I'm really not a fan of bald mozzarella cheese. The little,
that's too bad.
Delicious. I have to use them in certain recipes.
Yes.
But I always make sure that they are unballed.
Deconstructed?
Yes. So why this dislike of bald food in general?
Yeah.
And don't get me started on cake pops.
Well,
holy crap, those are just terrible.
You're missing out on a delightful, wonderful thing.
No. Okay.
All right.
Now, and I've eaten a cake pop.
Because, once it gets in your mouth, you smash it.
Yeah, exactly. But here's why
I'm glad you're finally clearing this up because I've always wondered.
It's been a mystery to me as well.
It is kind of mysterious. I understand that.
Yeah.
And it seems like a totally, it seems like a bigoted thing to say or do because
you're a ballist?
There doesn't seem to be any real reason for it. It's just I hate it. That's racist. I'm racist against bald meat.
It's ballist.
Yeah. But ballist, I guess. Yeah. But the reason is have you ever made meatballs?
Yes.
It is a pain in the. There is no reason for it.
So if somebody's gone to the trouble of making you a meatball.
But why? There is no reason to do it. It tastes exactly the same if it's just that meat seasoned in the spaghetti sauce.
No, because
there is no reason. It is a.
It's cooked on all sides. It has a little.
Gina, it's cooked on all sides if it's deconstructed.
But not like in a crunchy.
What is the point of having a special tool to ball melon? I don't need a special tool to ball melon. Please.
Because it looks pretty.
It's like having a strawberry huller. It's like having toast tongs. You don't need that.
I love my toaster.
It's a special a strawberry huller. Get the strawberry huller. No, why don't I just pull it off? my fingers. No, I need the huller.
How are you with grapes?
Well, grapes are in their natural form. Nobody balled them.
Okay, so blueberries.
God. Yeah, sure. Those are that's fine.
All right.
It's the fact that somebody goes to this artificial, and it's extra work. And I came to this because I was making meatballs one day, and I was just going, this is a pain in the ass.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
You know what?
It's one thing if you don't want to make meatballs, but eating meatballs somebody else balled.
Nope. Won't do it because I won't eat food that's prepared by stupid people. People who are so dumb that they'll just spend their time balling up meat. No.
It tastes different.
When
you make a meatball and it's soft on the inside and kind of crunchy on the outside, that's delicious.
I can get you the same thing.
How about your ice cream? Scooped?
I usually just use a spoon.
Okay.
I don't.
So no scoop?
No. No.
Because that's not any extra effort,
But you need a special tool again. I don't.
It's just there in the drawer.
I don't need any. I have an ice cream. I forget what you call it. It's not a scoop. It's a shovel. It's a
it's just spatula kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you're okay with some tools.
Well, I use it for other things on occasion. I never use my ice cream scoop for anything. I suppose I could use my ice cream scoop for making meatballs, but
Hi, Dylan.
What, Dylan?
You have no respect for mouthfeel, and I've said this for years. I've said it for years. I'm on record. You have no respect for mouthfeel.
Exactly.
And I also
very little. You're right. Very little.
I know.
I like flavor.
Right. Mouthfeel is not something you care about. It's really important to people like me.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you don't have anything else.
Right. I'm not into flavors.
Yeah.
And I also just want to point out, this man has a mallet only for crushing ice.
That seems like a special tool.
Yeah, that seems like a special tool.
You're going to drop that and leave.
No. I use it for something else. Okay. I have a wooden mallet that I use to crush ice.
Okay.
I also use it.
You bought it in an ice crushing kit.
I also use it to bang on the side of the cocktail shaker. Because if you have the best cocktail shaker, I forget the brand, it's got a pineapple on it. It's metal.
Yeah.
And it's two pieces of metal. Well, when you shake your cocktail in there and the metal expands, it's really hard to get the top part out. So what you do is you bang it with your mallet.
Well, then it doesn't sound like the best cocktail shaker to me.
No, it is. No, it is the very
shouldn't
best.
have to use
you
another
shouldn't have
tool
to use
to
another
open
tool
it.
to use that tool.
Talk to Ivy. She'll tell you that is the best cocktail shaker. Ivy at Moustique.
I'm sure she would tell me that, but I'm telling you, it doesn't sound like the best if I have to hammer it to open it.
It's
I don't even use a cocktail shaker.
Well, I try not.
How do you shake a cocktail?
Well, I do. See, I do when I'm being proper, but really, it works just as well to just pour. I can just pour some bourbon and some sweet vermouth and cherry and just stir it up.
You can
real
use
quick.
2 glasses to do it. Eric, the chef, is on the.
Do it back and forth. Yes, Eric. Hi.
Eric will tell you about mouthfeel and how important mouthfeel is.
He's a chef. He's a chef.
How do you know he will, Dylan?
Yeah,
You're not psychic.
But even beyond texture and mouthfeel, I mean, that is a real thing, but not everybody is into texture and mouthfeel. But presentation, because about 30% of actual flavor comes from looking at the food.
I agree.
And thinking, wow, this looks beautiful. And because it's beautiful, it was probably made with love.
I agree.
And that's going to make it taste good.
But when I look at meatballs, particularly, what I see is I just see red. It makes me angry.
He's a ballist. Irrational hatred of bald
I think
meat.
it is irrational. I do. I think he's saying it's a lot of different reasons, but I think that there's something else there.
What did the bald meat do to you, Bill?
Yeah, I think something else happened. Eric, thank you.
Some bald meat killed my grandfather.
Okay, then I can see it.
He choked on a meatball and he died.
Okay. Then I can see it now. All these other reasons I just don't.
I'd like to know where Eric is a chef. Arctic Circle?
He's gone. All right, thank you. All right.
So that's it. It's not just meat. It extends to other foods.
I think that we need to talk to your therapist about this.
Crash on southbound 7th South at the ramp to I-80 westbound. The right is closed with emergency vehicles. Northbound I-15 has a right lane closed approaching Hillfield Road in Layton due to a crash. Heard from a bunch of friends of the program that are mired in that mess. UHP on the scene of a crash, I-15 northbound before 90th South. And let's see, stalled vehicle northbound I-15 approaching 90th South. That's the same one there. And that Layton Parkway area, north and southbound 15 in that area. 6 cars involved in that crash. Avoid that if at all possible. Try the Buck and Under menu at Del Taco for the most fresh choices for $1 or less, like 69-cent mini quesadillas, 89-cent burritos, and the new $1 salsa chicken taco.
People just don't listen carefully. I addressed hamburger patties. I addressed mozzarella cheese. People are saying, well, what about this? I talked about all of that stuff. And yes, I cut my watermelon in wedges. It has nothing to do with bald.
See, these are people who walk in the middle of a conversation and insist you start it over again.
I know.
They just tuned in, and then they insist that you say, it's like a conversation. Don't insist that we start the conversation over again because you just joined.
That's right. All right, here are your boner candidates coming up in just a second. Boner candidate number 1, let's have a pig roast. Number 2, the elections in Bonomo have been compromised. And boner candidate Bonomo, the South Island country of Bonomo. And boner candidate number 3, son, you have brain cancer.
All right, Big Boy News, opinioendo, and round 1 of your boner voting coming up next. Gina, Black Velvet Boutique.
It's Valentine's Day.
Yes.
This is a good store to the 14th.
1 week from today.
Show your appreciation for your sexual partner by shopping at Black Velvet Boutique, 293 South State Street in Clearfield, or blackvelvetboutique.com. Listen to your partner's sexual needs and encourage them to share what they desire. It'll strengthen your relationship on many levels, including in the bedroom. Now, if you're going solo this Valentine's Day, you can treat yourself to something special from Black Velvet Boutique. Learning what you like is the greatest present you can give yourself. But learning about yourself and your partner is important. You should shop at Black Velvet Boutique. Enjoy the best parts of being an adult. Go check them out and pick up something for Valentine's Day. X96 listeners get 20% off all adult toys. Black Velvet Boutique is locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, 290 South State Street in Clearfield.
Hi, I'm Bill Allred, and on this week's Let's Go Eat show, I chat with Jimmy Martin. Yes, the Jimmy Martin. First and foremost, he is a panelist on thegeekshowpodcast.com, but he's also a film reviewer for KSL TV, and he hobnobs with stars. You'll find out all about it if you listen in on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever fine podcasts are sold. It's the letsgoeatshow.com. Somebody sent a picture, tweeted a picture of, I was talking earlier about my strange gum obsession when I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked to get under the tables at restaurants, and I would take gum from under the table, already chewed gum, and I would chew it. And I also liked the way the gum looked underneath the table, the restaurant table. It was pretty. It was kind of like a abstract art. And somebody sent a picture, Kara Jane Prower sent this picture of this gum wall.
I've seen the gum wall.
Well, and I was going to say, why didn't you bring this up? Because I remember you talking about this. It's in Portland.
Portland. Like a whole alleyway that's just covered in gum.
Yeah.
It just that I don't know how it started.
Didn't occur to you to bring that up when we were talking about it before.
No, I forgot about it until she.
Is this the one? Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. It is like an entire alleyway. It's cool looking.
Yeah.
You would love it. You
Yeah.
should make a pilgrimage.
So this just shows you why I thought that looked so cool when I was a kid.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
We get a picture frame, no picture, and we set it up somewhere, and every morning you put your gum there.
Well, it's just the same kind of gum all the time.
Well, then there's the challenge. You'll have to switch up gums.
I'm sorry, it's Seattle. It's not
Seattle.
Portland.
Seattle?
It's Seattle.
Okay. Maybe we should have a gum. I think this is a good idea. Let's have a gum picture frame in here and invite guests when they come here if they're chewing gum, or let's just say anytime Richie invites a guest to come to the studio, say, and we'd like you to be chewing gum to add to our gum frame.
Yeah.
And we'll make a piece of gum art.
Yeah, but then are you going to be tempted to?
No, I'm over that. I'm over that obsession where
He won't try to pull the gum off and eat it. No.
But I think it'd be nice to have a piece of gum art.
What color of gum is this? Not even aware. It's blue. Okay, so my contributions would be blue.
Well, does it stay blue after you're done chewing it?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of gum is it?
Orbit? You like the Orbit?
That 5 gum?
Oh, 5.
Yeah.
No, I only bought Orbit because it was at Costco.
Yeah, that's why.
And now they carry the 5 gum.
I chew the Orbit that I get it at Costco.
And this is cobalt flavored. I have no idea what that is.
What does a cobalt taste like?
Minty.
See, there's the gum I was chewing.
That's
earlier.
kind of green, but not really.
Pale green.
Yeah.
Pale green. Smells so good.
All right, there you go.
Gum fetishist.
So is there some? Well, you're kind of handy, Carrie. Maybe you could make the frame.
I'm busy.
Carrie's redoing his house.
I'm busy with the basement thing.
Carrie Jackson on Twitter at RFH Carrie. Radio from Hell on X96.
You know, she has in her voice modulation. I mean, if you listen closely, her voice does go up and down,
Sure. Yeah.
and yet it somehow sounds monotone at the same
Yeah.
time. She's
Love
hilarious.
Martha.
Hilarious.
Kind of a genius.
Yep.
Let's see, 7:22, time for round 1 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you'll decide with your vote of these 3 which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it'll go up against the winner of round 2. Round 2 happens at 8:20, then Boner Fight at 9:20. So 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive
a gift card from Gracie's.
Nice.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Let's have pig roast. A Cornell University fraternity.
I read this morning.
This
has been put on
sickening
2-year probation after members were busted in a disturbing sex competition that they dubbed the pig roast. The sickening game involved the Zeta Beta Tau chapter members racking up points through sexual conquests at the Ivy League campus. Again, this is Cornell. Good old friend of mine went to Cornell. It's a very highly thought of school.
Joe went to Cornell.
Oh, I didn't know that. So here's what they did. They they factored in the weight of the women that they had slept with. School officials said that they launched a probe into the frat after receiving multiple reports last year regarding the cruel game. An investigation that concluded in January 2018 determined that the chapter conducted a contest in which new members could accumulate points by engaging in sexual intercourse with women. Fraternity pledges were reportedly forbidden from telling the woman about the contest. If there was a tie, the win would go to the member who had had sex with the heaviest female of all. As a result of the investigation, the frat would be required to partake in at least 2 events during the school's Sexual Assault Awareness Week. Well, that'll teach them, won't it? They also have to hire a live-in advisor for the remainder of the probationary period.
So a nanny.
They didn't just kick them off campus.
They should have.
They have to have a sexual watchdog living at the frat house with them. So basically, they would, I don't know, I guess they would estimate the weight, or they would ask the woman kind of casually that they'd had sex with. I don't know how they determined this, but then they would add up the total combined.
These are
weights.
horrible people.
Yes.
Boner candidate number 1. Let's have a pig roast. Boner candidate number 2. I'm sorry, but the elections in Bonomo have been compromised. A couple of Russian pranksters called U.S. ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, by posing as a Polish government official. Vladimir Kuchinov and Alexei Stroyalov, they're a wacky Russian morning show.
They've done this to a bunch of people.
Yes, they have.
Yes.
And by God, if they get away with it, I guess I applaud them.
How do you say morning zoo in Russian?
They posted a video in which a woman who the cut-ups said was Haley thought she was speaking with Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki or something like that. Let me start with very much thanking you for your support that we have received on the vote today. We will never forget it. That's Nikki Haley speaking to who she thinks is the Polish ambassador. Poland was one of 35 countries who abstained from voting on a UN resolution condemning President Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israeli capital, thereby releasing all hell across that area. Then the phony ambassador asked Nikki Haley about the fictional island of Bonomo in the South China Sea. Well, you know Bonomo, he asked. Oh, yes, Nikki Haley said. They had elections, and we suppose Russia had intervention in the elections in Bonomo. Well, yes, of course they did, said Nikki Haley. Absolutely. We've been watching that very closely. And I think we'll continue to watch that as we deal with the issues that keep coming up about the South China Sea. He then asked Nikki Haley what the U.S. was going to do about it. Well, let me find out exactly, she said, what our stance is on that. Our position on Bonomo. And if anything the U.S. is doing or thinks should be done, I'll report it back to you. So when asked about this, Nikki Haley's spokesperson said, we don't have anything to say about it at this time. So it was her. It's on tape. You don't see her, but it's her saying, yes, I know all about the island of Bonomo. No, you don't. Boner candidate number 2, the elections in Bonomo have been compromised.
I've got a recording of this Russian morning radio show.
Welcome to Russia, Peter.
Man, Russia has the hottest and ugliest women in the world. All 10s and 1s. Wow! Whoa. Wow! Whoa. Wow! Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm a whoa.
I know what'll cheer you up. We listen to Funny Morning Zoo on radio.
You're listening to Backwards KFMB. I am the penis, here with buttocks. Hello, buttocks. Humor. Now time for government-approved prank phone call.
What?
Is your refrigerator running?
Yes.
You are very fortunate.
Nikki Haley has a deep voice.
Yes.
All right, coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Son, you have brain cancer.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 1, coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, featuring corned beef, pastrami, mustard, and pickles, imported from New York City, now serving breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Saturday and dinner Thursday through Saturday, featuring local live music Friday and Saturday nights. 20th East, 27th South. For more information, go to feldmansdeli.com.
Authorities say a woman sitting outside of a church in South Carolina had something in her hand when the minister went out to help her. It was her eyeball. Anderson County Sheriff Chad McBride tells news outlets that it took 2 or 3 deputies and 2 emergency medical workers to subdue the woman and start rendering aid. A retired minister who helped the woman, Reverend Terry Mitchell, said it appeared she had intentionally popped out her eyeball. He said the woman looked young and struggled against people who were trying to help her. The sheriff's office said deputies responded to assist emergency medical workers. No crime was committed. This did not happen. Somebody didn't do it to her.
This sounds like spice or something.
Doesn't say here, just says whatever was going on. She popped out her own eyeball, and there she was outside the church with it in her hand. So an immigrant who was living illegally here in the United States, in Indiana, was arrested in a suspected drunken driving crash that killed an NFL player. This immigrant has a history of misdemeanor convictions, arrests, including at least 2 previous instances of DUI. Apparently he'd been deported. I think he's from, I want to say, Guatemala. Been deported a couple of times and has managed to sneak back into the country.
He's a bad guy.
And he was drunk driving. He had no license, obviously. Now, this NFL player had stopped on the side of the road. Edwin Jackson, a Colts linebacker. He was, I think he was with an Uber driver. They had stopped by the side of the road to help somebody who was in distress when this drunk guy, this illegal immigrant, crashed into them, killed the driver, killed Mr. Jackson. The driver... So President Trump drew added attention to this story by tweeting about it, calling the incident disgraceful. He said in his tweet, "So disgraceful that a person illegally in our country killed Colts linebacker Edwin Jackson. This is just one of the many preventable tragedies. We must get Democrats to get tough on the border and with the illegal immigration fast." Now, I guess there are plenty of people out there who would go, yeah, man.
Oh, it's easy to throw that.
Let me just say that if you maybe statistically looked at the number of people who kill other people while they're driving drunk, I'm betting you that overwhelmingly those statistics would be people who are here legally.
But when but the facts don't fit the agenda. See,
good Lord, it is the most stupid tweet to make, the stupidest analogy you could possibly make, and people go, yeah.
No, I would say look up how many people die by drunk drivers every day. The president isn't talking about
doesn't ever mention
any
that.
of those.
So how do you stop that?
But this one,
good Lord!
Again, he can throw some red meat to the base.
But it doesn't. If you have even a second of intelligence, even a small amount of reasoning ability, you go, wait a minute, that's not what. But that doesn't make sense.
Even if he does, he doesn't care. He just wants to make that base get him revved up.
Every day, 28 people in the United States die in an alcohol-related crash.
And what percentage of those are illegal, of people who are in the country illegally? A tiny percent. Maybe not even every day.
And nobody is saying, see, he makes it sound like Democrats want bad guys like this here.
Look at that, yeah.
No, they don't.
No, we don't.
He's clearly a bad guy that should be deported and should not be allowed back in the country.
Well,
this guy shouldn't.
He couldn't have gotten back in the country if we'd had that wall. Nonsense! A 13-year-old girl fell to her death from the Angel's Landing Trail in Zion National Park. It's a very She was hiking with her family. She tumbled from the Angels Landing Trail Monday evening and was quickly discovered by hikers below on the West Rim Trail. Angels Landing was closed Tuesday to investigate the fall. It is I hope they don't close it.
Yeah.
There has been talk about we shouldn't allow people to hike up there, up to that top of Angels Landing. I've done it twice. It's difficult, just strenuous, and there are parts of it that are pretty scary, and you have to be very careful. This isn't the first time someone has fallen and been killed. It doesn't happen all that often. But the last time it happened, it was an illegal. No, but I just hope that they don't. And it's a horrible thing to have happen. But I hope they don't close the Angels Landing Trail because of that. Governor Gary Herbert. I think we're going to have to talk to Spencer Cox about this. He'll be in here.
What did
shortly.
Gary do now?
No,
must all be Republicans.
What?
He's been ranked as the 7th most popular governor in the United States. Nationwide rankings for all 50 governors found that Governor Herbert has a 60% approval rating. Additionally, the poll reported 24% of Utahns disapprove of Herbert, 16% express no opinion. But according to UtahPolicy.com, those poll numbers are higher than other surveys. And when you compare those results to all the other governors in all the 50 states, he's 7th in popularity. He's the 7th most popular, and I think that's just a crime. That's a crime, and we need to talk to Spencer Cox. What can we do to get Gary Herbert into the top 3? What do we? It's that he's only 7th.
What can he do to get him?
I think he needs our help. If he's 7th,
lock up the women and children.
That won't help.
Washington High School in Ogden. It's an alternative high school, and it's where kids who need a second chance go. It's been there for a long time, and I met a young woman from that high school a couple of months ago when I was doing a Youth Futures benefit up in Ogden. Her name is Miranda Trujillo, and she and a bunch of other kids at Washington High School are trying to raise funds so that school officers there can have Letterman jackets or jackets, for school officers, which most high schools have.
Sure.
But Washington High School doesn't because, I don't know, they're an alternative school and they get kind of overlooked. Washington High students say that they're proud of their school and themselves. They want to show that pride with school sweaters and jackets, similar to the ones that officers at other high schools wear. And they're doing fundraising for that. And you can go to OgdenSchoolFoundation.org and contribute some money toward that effort. And she's a terrific kid. I met her, as I said, and she's got a second chance, and she's doing well.
Sports, weather, weather and traffic, sorry.
Brought to you in part by climate change and trust Everest Collision to put your needs on top. Download the Everest Collision app and start your claim. They'll take it from there with locations Salt Lake, Sandy, Tooele, and Ogden, or everestcollision.com. Extra warm today, 57 for a high. They're saying by Friday we could be up to 60.
That's why I'm wearing shorts and flip-flops.
3. Another crash. There's a lot of them this morning. This one eastbound 104 South near 3600 West. The left lane's blocked, causing backups into daybreak. Stalled vehicle blocking the right lane approaching 123rd South in Draper. Crews have opened a couple of lanes southbound 15 in Layton, but the HOV lane remains closed and traffic is backing into Roy. Also some slowage on the other side of the freeway right in the same area. Let's see. Northbound side of 7th South trying to turn left onto westbound I-80. There was a crash there earlier that's causing some issues. So lots going on. Looks like you're going to need some extra time when you're on your way to work this morning. That's traffic.
Here's boner candidate number 3. If you go to x96.com/live, you'll get a load of the mugshots of this couple. This is Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Authorities say that a Florida couple lied to their 13-year-old son. They told him that he had brain cancer. And then they told other people that he had brain cancer. so that they could use this fictitious illness to raise money for non-existent medical expenses.
Evil.
The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office says the 34-year-old Jeannie Long and her good-looking hubby, 47-year-old Robert Long, were arrested Thursday and charged with 1 count of child abuse and 9 counts of fraud. Detectives say the Longs set up a T-shirt fundraiser for the boy at his school last May. They shared the bogus cancer diagnosis on their Facebook accounts. A GoFundMe site was set up for the boy. Sheriff's deputies didn't say how much money was raised, but and I don't know if when this happens, the money's just usually gone. You can't get it back to the people who donated it. But to tell the kid, too, that he had brain cancer.
Evil.
Yep.
Boner candidate number 3. Son, you have brain cancer.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Let's have a pig roast. A fraternity at Cornell University. Was Joe in that fraternity? The Zeta Beta Tau?
not a fraternity guy.
They had this sex game where they would somehow tally up the weight of the women that they had slept with. And whoever had the most pounds would win this contest. They got busted finally. Boner candidate number 2, the elections in Bonomo have been compromised. That's what a fake Polish ambassador told Nikki Haley on the phone. Nikki Haley, our ambassador to the United Nations. Do you know about Bonomo? Oh, yes, certainly. I do know about Bonomo. Well, the elections, we think it's been compromised. Oh, we'll look into that. That place doesn't even exist. And boner candidate number 3, son, you have brain cancer.
All right, let's go. This is round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide which one of these 3 is the worst, and therefore most deserving to go to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of being boner of the day. 1, 2, or 3. It'll go up against the winner of round 2. Round 2 is at 8:20. And Boner Fight is at 9:20. That's when Boner of the Day is decided. So, you pick 1, 2, or 3. Put that candidate number in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Easy. You can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Nick is taking votes in the producer's booth. Or go to x96.com and look for the box. This is February 7, Boner Voting, or whatever it's called now. And vote there. Less than 300 seconds. Let's go. It's round 1.
X96 is Utah's original alternative with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding coming up right after Radio from Hell.
Want to make this her best Valentine's Day ever? Diamonds Direct is making it easy.
I could talk about this now because my wife's Christmas party is over, the one that she has at work. And one of the deals is they do a white elephant every year, and it's an exchange, and then they do that. I don't know what's it called, where it's like, I'll take that, and you have this.
You do like a
swap.
Yeah, like
what's
a barter. I don't know the
something
technical
swap.
thing. Yeah.
Anyway, and she went on an Etsy site, and she sent for these crocheted coasters.
Cool.
That was the gift she was taking to the party.
And the reason they were funny is they were shaped like cats' butts. So they were round, and there was a
little butthole
in the middle, and then there were little legs and a tail. Okay, so someone had crocheted those.
Okay.
So she sent for 4 of those.
Okay.
And because it was like an Etsy thing, the packaging that they send is not going to be professional.
Right.
So just essentially the person stuffed them in an envelope and put them in the mail.
In fact, the cheaper you can send them, then maybe you can keep a little bit of the postage on your end. Sure.
Exactly. So we get the envelope, and it's in this plastic bag. We care.
We care.
From the Postal Service. Now, I like the Postal Service. I like our post office. I like our postal workers.
I think the U.S. mail is great.
They do a great job.
Yeah.
This envelope was soaked in some kind of chemical that smelled like paint thinner.
Huh.
But I like the fact that above the We Care, someone had taken a label maker and made the little label that says leaked on.
So there was an accident.
So there was some sort of accident with a chemical that they were mailing that smelled like turpentine.
And they put it in that plastic bag.
Yeah.
And then
So were the cat butt coasters ruined?
Surprisingly, no. She was able to get them cleaned up, and they had a slight smell of paint thinner or turpentine or whatever.
Well, that just made them better.
Yeah.
But anytime I mail a package, they ask me, "Is this flammable?" Clearly, the liquid that leaked on these cat butt coasters was flammable. Some people get to mail flammable stuff, and some do not.
Or they lie.
Yeah. But I just
well, it's nice. So the Postal Service rescued the.
Well, they just put it in that bag.
Oh, they put the whole envelope.
Yeah,
in
they put the whole envelope in the bag,
so it wouldn't get on other things.
So it wouldn't get on other things,
Because we care.
Sorry about your cat butt coasters, gag gift.
Yeah.
But the other, whatever it is not going to get leaked on because we got it taken care of.
What's the fine print underneath all of that?
We sincerely regret the damage to your mail during the handling by the Postal Service. We hope this incident did not inconvenience you.
Okay.
We realize that your mail is important to you and that you have every right to expect it to be delivered in good condition.
It's not a personal message. It doesn't go into, we know these valuable cat butt coasters.
It's sincerely your plant manager, processing and distribution.
Oh, I see.
All right. We got Let Me Speak to the Lieutenant Governor coming up. So get your calls lined up, 877-602-9696 if you have a question. First, we got to award round one of your boner.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you in part by crispy roasted potatoes.
And happy Wednesday. Celebrate at Gracie's this evening with Geeks Who Drink Trivia from 6:30 to 8:30, followed by Breaking Bingo until 10, then live music until close. Gracie's, adults only.
By the way, does anybody know where you can buy duck fat that's just already in a bottle? I don't want to render it myself.
I bet Liberty Heights.
You think? I'll ask
I
Steve.
bet Harmon's has
Or
it.
Whole Foods or Harmon's,
I'll ask Steve Roseberg, because I wanted to roast the potatoes in duck fat, but I didn't have any. So I had to use one of the cats. Let's see. We had boner candidate number one. Let's have a pig roast. Fraternity at Cornell doing this, really ugly sex game where they added up the weight of the women they had slept with, and whoever had the most poundage would win the contest. Boner candidate number two. The elections in Bonomo have been compromised. Nikki Haley pranked by a Russian morning show, I guess, saying she thought she was talking to the Polish ambassador to the UN. She was not. And he said, by the way, how about the island of Bonomo? You know about what's going on there in the South China Sea? Oh, yes, she said. Oh, yes, we do. We've been following that. There's no such place. And then boner candidate number 3, son, you have brain cancer. This lovely couple in Florida telling their 13-year-old son that he has brain cancer, and he believed it, and so did a lot of other people, so that they could raise money for his non-existent medical bills. The boner T-shirt winner was a guy named Scott, and the winner.
No, not boner T. Gracie's gift certificate.
Oh, it's Gracie's.
Yeah,
Gracie's. Thank you for jumping on that. Gracie's, good to right over here, just caddy corner from us. Nice place, Gracie's. But the winner, boner candidate number 3, son, you have brain cancer.
All right, that is the winner of round 1. It goes up against the winner of round 2. It has a 50-50 chance of becoming boner of the day. Round 2 at 8:20, boner fight at 9:20. Sponsor, Gina.
Yes, Octapharma Plasma make money by making a difference. New donors can earn up to $300 for their first 5 donations. Donate today, 5414 South, 9th East in Salt Lake.
The Lieutenant Governor for the state of Utah is here in the studio with us against our best, our advice to him.
You warned me.
Yeah, you really, if you're ever thinking about running for governor or any other public office, you should not be associated with this program. The Honorable Spencer J. Cox is here in the studio.
That's debatable, but thank you.
Thanks for being with us again. And before we get to anything else, before we get to your best ideas on how we can make Governor Herbert more popular.
Right.
He's only ranked 7th out of 50.
Well, we think those numbers are a little flawed, but still.
Okay, because we'd like to see him be up in the top 3 or 4.
We think he is.
Okay.
For sure.
But before we do any of that and any serious questions, and if you have questions, you can call us at 877-602-9696 about what's going on up there at the state legislature. You were in town last night.
I was, yes.
You went to the Killers concert.
I did. Great show. I think I saw Todd Newcomb there.
Yes.
Was he there?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I saw him across the way. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but it was a great show. Brandon, as I like to call him, Brandon Flowers.
Your buddy.
My buddy Brandon. We did get a chance to talk to him before the show. He was not feeling well. He has the flu. And,
really?
But still put on a great show. A local kid. He talked about growing up in Nephi, Utah, and called it the Delta Center, Carrie.
Because that's what locals call it.
He's a local. He told me, he said, I am going to call it the Delta Center all night. So, and he did.
You know, the Delta Center, now the Vivint
Smart Home Arena.
You know, the very first concert that was ever there, you know what it was?
I should know this.
Trivia.
We sponsored it.
Really?
Yes.
And sold it out.
I don't. He talked about going to a concert there.
Oingo Boingo.
There you go.
It was
not
sellout
Oingo
show.
Boingo.
No, it was. Everyone thinks it was Janet Jackson was the first sellout of the Delta Center. It was Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was and was there? I think there must have been an opening band, but I
don't remember. That was the day I was told I have cancer.
Really?
That's another
that's right.
memorable
my
day
gosh.
for me. Yeah.
Wow.
And we met Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
Big day.
It was.
Anyway. You declared it
we
Killers
declared
Day.
it the Killers Day here in Utah.
Yes.
The Killers, the band. I should clarify
we shouldn't
there.
say Killers.
We had a
it's
few,
the
but
Killers.
yeah, the Killers. But it's great. Again, Brandon lives in Park City now, and Ronnie, the drummer, has lived in Park City for like 14 years. So it's we consider them local. I know they're a Vegas band, but we'll take them.
Yes. Anyway, and I'd like to hear some recordings if they exist somewhere of the band you used to be in. And didn't you used to be in a band?
I'm still in a band. Yeah, we had the band
right.
there last night to the show. We cover some Killer songs, and
I want to hear you guys.
They're out there.
What do you play?
I play the bass.
And the band is called
Upside or something.
It's Upside or something.
Yeah, Upside.
You may want to work on that.
Good times.
Anyway, Spencer Cox, the Lieutenant Governor. Do we have some questions on the phone? Because I've got plenty of them here.
We got this is Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
Yes. Hi,
Carrie.
How are you?
What's your question for?
Everybody call in 877-602-9696 if you want to talk to the Lieutenant Governor about the sessions that are going on now.
All right, Carrie.
Perfect. I have a couple of questions. So my first question is, I guess, what are your feelings on HB 205 that's just passed through the Senate and going to Senate Rules Committee?
Which one
Help
is
us
that?
with it, what it's about.
So HB 205 is basically the anti-abortion on Down syndrome. Basically, if they have Down syndrome.
That is an interesting.
For the sole reason.
That's an interesting question because every single lawyer that advises the state legislature said, well, if you pass this, it will be unconstitutional.
That's the question, right? I think pretty much everyone I know agrees that you should never abort a child based on that type of characteristic.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Right. The whole eugenics issue, I think, is something that we care about. We just lost a good friend who has Down syndrome, Senator Lyle Hilliard's son. Great guy, and every person that ever met Matt will tell you they're a better person because they met Matt. And I'm glad
I've known Down syndrome people
here.
that are great. Yeah. Great people. Yeah. I like them a lot.
That being said, we share concerns about passing things that are unconstitutional. We've been told there are going to be some changes made to it that will make it constitutional, so we're kind of waiting to see what those are.
Yeah, that's the sort of magic you can pull out of that one there. Yeah.
What's your other question, Carrie?
I guess I have a lot of questions about this, but as far as specifically going for taxpayers, how do you think that they're going to feel given that the bill, again, has been deemed as highly likely, at least, to be unconstitutional? Because that's something that taxpayers are going to
a waste of taxpayer money.
Yeah. That's
to fight it.
And again, that's the. I think that's the rub, and that's the question about this. And it was interesting in the debate. I know there was at least some proposals. If we're going to do something like this, to increase funding for children who are born in families with children with Down syndrome. So that's I think that's if there is some other positive things that come out of this, it's a discussion about making sure that we're supporting those families who do have children with Down syndrome and others with special needs.
All right, Carrie,
Absolutely.
Thanks for calling us.
Thank you.
Thanks,
no
Carrie.
problem. Thank you.
877-602-9696 is the number to call if you want to speak to Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox. We want to talk about air pollution. We want to talk about, and I want to ask you, how many times do you have hearings on bills at the Capitol where people are sworn in to testify at those hearings?
Not very. It's very rare.
And why would that be done?
Why would it be done? It would be done if there was a belief that the person might not be telling the truth. If there's a
Mike
thought
Noel thinks that these awful environmentalists are going to come in there and lie. So swear them in, and they won't lie.
It's very possible.
And we'll talk more about that coming up.
We need to talk about surrogacy too as a follow up from last week. That was a question that came up.
All right, so we'll get to that in the next break. So 877-602-9696.
Crash Main Street 3rd West in Kaysville. Stalled vehicle northbound I-15 at 132nd South. Crash 27th North 10th West, that's in Pleasant View. Crash westbound I-87th East in Salt Lake, the on-ramp and left lane closed. Southbound right lane closed, that's causing some major slowage in that area. Northbound I-15 at 98th South, the left lane is closed there. And a crash northbound I-15. This is just south of Hillfield Road in Davis County. It was an earlier crash that's starting to clear up, but there's still some residual slowage in that area. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll be back with Let Me Speak to the Lieutenant Governor in a moment. First, I got to tell you about Pro Flowers. 1 week from today, Valentine's Day. 1 week from today.
When do they move it to February?
I know, right?
Huh.
God. Talk to the Lieutenant Governor. He's the one who makes those changes.
I thought it was a floating holiday.
No. Here's the deal. This is a one-day-only special that I'm about to tell you about. Okay. Perfectly paired as 2 gifts in one. Pro Flowers and Sherry's Berries have teamed up for a one-of-a-kind Valentine's gift. Today only, you'll get gorgeous 1 dozen red roses. This is the package that I got. 1 dozen red roses and your dipped gourmet berries together. A beautifully specially designed gift box for only $49.99. This is a uniquely designed box. They've got this thing figured out. It'll keep your berries cold and your flowers fresh, guaranteed. You can pick the delivery date. It's guaranteed. Customer satisfaction is always number one, or your money back. So, Sean, get your girl Shasta this deal. Proflowers.com today. 1 dozen red roses with dipped gourmet strawberries for just $49.99. That's proflowers.com. This offer is valid today only. Valentine's will be here next week, 1 week from today. So don't wait. Check out the perfectly paired and think inside the box. Time is running out for you to make a film.
Do we still have popcorn in the building?
Yeah, why?
Because we should get rid of it all.
This might be the evidence that we have some. I'm eating it. God, you're a genius. You should be a detective.
Everybody knows you're eating it. Can we get rid of all the popcorn in the building so Bill doesn't eat it on the air anymore?
I'm attempting to get rid of it right now. I'm eating it.
But the fact that you have a small bowl of it tells me there's a bigger bag of it on your desk, and we'll be enjoying this
There
for
are
weeks to
3
come.
big bags of it on my desk.
Mm-hmm.
And don't worry yourself about it. It's fine.
If you would hurry and eat it, then he wouldn't be able to.
I need to take care
Yeah,
of
you need
it.
to take some initiative.
She won't touch any of it.
I will.
No, this is Thai curry coconut. She won't touch
I
it.
won't eat that one.
And then there's white cheddar pepper.
No, I
she
won't.
won't touch that.
Nope.
And then there's seaweed.
No,
She won't touch that either.
I like the rosemary truffle one.
It's gone.
Yeah, it was the first to go.
Because it's the best.
Because it's the best.
No, it's the only one you'll eat. Does not mean it's the best.
If it's gone, it's the best.
The Thai curry coconut is the best.
Is that what you have
It's good
there?
too.
Yeah.
So weeks and weeks we'll be enjoying.
No, I'm taking it home today.
Okay, good.
Don't worry about it. I'll take it home.
Okay, good.
And,
yeah.
you don't have to call attention to it.
No, I don't, because everybody can tell.
No,
And that's really why he wanted to get off the phone. He has a phobia about hearing people eating.
Oh, they couldn't tell.
They could.
No, they can't
yes, they
tell.
can.
You cannot tell. But I'm eating popcorn on the air right now.
No.
There's no way you can tell. I'm a professional and I know how to do it. I am a professional radio personality who knows.
I was going to say,
Now, if it was TV.
Half of that sentence is true.
If it was TV, you could tell because you'd see me doing
I
it.
think Dan Rascone has stories of news anchors eating.
I bet he doesn't.
Listen, I've seen Dan Rascone pick his teeth while doing a news story.
On a live shot?
Yeah. Standing there with a toothpick going, well, tonight's news.
Atropos tweets, I hope that someday I can win a prize and have Bill ask me questions with a mouthful of popcorn.
Listen, these are our friends. You eat popcorn with friends. These are all our friends.
It just is going to make people hungry. That's what it does.
I am hungry now, actually. Talking about all
well,
this.
the popcorn, there's
Thai curry.
on his desk.
Thai curry coconut.
Gina Barberi. What you got there is Radio from Hell on X96.
Sponsored?
No.
All right.
We're back here with the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Utah, Spencer J. Cox, and we have a lot of questions on the phone, and most of them are questions that I had written down anyway, so we're going to go right to them. But let's mention that you had a follow-up from last week.
Yeah, we had a question about the gestational carrier bill, which is a type of surrogacy, and about that potentially going away, and that is correct. There is a bill that has been filed to get rid of the gestational carrier statute in the state of Utah, and there's a hearing on that today. I think the committee starts at 3 o'clock. Probably won't hear it until closer to 4 o'clock. But
now your lovely wife Abby has actually done this.
She
for
was
your
a gestational
sister.
carrier for my sister. Correct. Yeah.
And does that mean that? I mean, you look obviously positively on this
Correct.
whole situation.
Yes, very much so.
Are you going to go testify?
I am not. I
You
could. I
couldn't
could.
you?
I am not. I'm going to let somebody else do that. I'm going to let my wife do that. And so,
is she really going to testify?
I think so.
She's got more experience.
She's had a little more experience.
Yeah, clearly.
And I think she'll be a little more persuasive.
Yes.
So she's.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
I think that's excellent.
Yeah.
Good.
I think
And
so
best,
too.
Abby, I know you're probably listening. Best of luck, and be courageous.
Now we got a few calls here,
Okay.
but I have the most important text question that we'll end with.
Oh.
Okay.
It is the most important question that you will be asked today.
Oh, good to know.
So be ready for that.
I'm nervous.
Sean, it says here you want to talk about the abortion bill. We kind of covered that already.
Go ahead, Sean. Just anything you didn't get.
Hi, thanks for letting me listen.
Sure.
So, I know Lieutenant Governor Cox mentioned that there's a possibility of increased funding for families with children
Who have Down
with
syndrome.
Down
Yeah.
syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
But my issue is that I do have a sister who has severe mental disabilities. She's an adult, and quite frankly, there are really zero services or help from the state. And in fact, they tend to shut down a lot of housing with adults with severe mental disabilities. So if we are going to say you can't abort a fetus because the possibility of it having a lifelong severe mental disability, what's the funding looking like for increasing to help?
So if we're going to do that for just Down syndrome,
long-term help.
And that's the argument, right? That's a very, very pro-life argument. If we're gonna care about life, we care about life across the spectrum, and we need to help those that do struggle and those that do have disabilities. And so I will tell you that there's a lot of discussion around housing this session as well. Additional funding, working with Salt Lake City and Salt Lake County and others to try to get additional funding for people who are struggling with this.
And it's beyond that too,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
even the law enforcement, when they're called out
Yeah.
to these houses, they are not trained properly on how to de-escalate
Correct.
these
Yeah.
adults, and they end up in jail.
Yep.
Well, and there are those cases. I forget the guy's name, but that guy down in southern Utah who was off his meds. He's related to a very famous family here. And he was off his meds a few years ago, and the cops didn't know how to deal with it, and they end up killing him. When they could have helped him and helped him.
So on that, we have another bill that is to get increased funding for mobile mental health units.
Oh, that's
and
good.
It's a really big deal. These have been proven to prevent suicide, been proven to prevent many of the escalation that we've seen, because what happens is you do make that call, we send cops, we send firefighters, everyone rolls, and these mobile mental health teams can go and de-escalate and help people without causing a scene. And
That's excellent.
That's interesting.
It's a big deal.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Let's go to Jay. Hello, Jay.
Good morning, K-Jack. Good-looking Louise, Lieutenant Governor. I was wondering if you'd had a chance to read the Tribune editorial about Energy Solutions this morning.
I have. I saw it on my phone. I have not read it yet. That bill passed the House, I believe, a couple days ago. So lots of discussion about that.
So where do you come down on giving them a $1.75 million a year tax break?
Well, obviously, we're concerned about that. I have not read the details of that bill. We have not discussed it internally yet, but we do have that discussion teed up. I talked to the governor yesterday, and we're going to be talking about it next week. So I'll have more information then. But I know there are a lot of people concerned, and I assume I know the details of the editorial without having read it yet.
It just looks bad.
It looks bad.
It looks bad that the largest single donor to the legislature gets the biggest tax.
I will tell you, neither the governor nor I take donations from Energy Solutions, so we
There you go.
we have not received any.
Jay clearly concerned about this. Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, Jay.
All right. Let's go to Donovan. Hello, Donovan.
Hey, thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hey, so I had a question about HB 330, which is the bill that's going to change Utah from a one-party consent state for audio and video recording to a two-party consent state. And I guess my question with that is, in the internal discussions, what are the concerns or that has brought this to be the law needs to be changed to have this?
Let's back up a little bit and make this a little clearer. So the bill is that you cannot secretly record anyone you can't record somebody without their consent. And the feeling is, and the Salt Lake Tribune has been beating this drum, that this is all coming from the Mormon Church, because they're worried about recordings of bishops in personal meetings with their parishioner, or whatever you call them, their ward members. That's where it's all coming from.
Interesting. And
that seems to be a big concern to people, almost more of a concern of the fact that there's a bill that would say you can't record somebody without their consent. So
Right. So I had not heard that about the church, and I have not been involved in any internal discussions about the bill. This is something that pops up every few years. Some states are two-party consent states, and some are not. Some are one-party consent states. We've been a one-party state forever. This is in the bill there are a lot of exceptions to this. A tremendous amount of exceptions. I think the media has an exception. I think
the FCC requires for federally that we have to get consent.
Yeah.
Well, and then part of this is these new Ring doorbells,
right?
That record everything.
Yeah.
Do I need to get consent from the guy who's stealing packages off my front porch?
Yeah. I think why this is coming up again is it's now, as Carrie mentioned, one example, it's so much easier to record people than it ever was in the past.
Yeah, store security.
Yeah, apps on your phone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, every phone call.
According to the Salt Lake Tribune, though, that's not why this is coming up. It's coming up because
and they may have information
it is
that
easier,
I do not. So.
And it's but it's the LDS Church who's saying we've been. We've had our nose bloodied a little bit by this in the Mormon WikiLeaks and that kind of thing. And, of course, John DeLynn in his Mormon Stories podcast is beating this drum that this is all the LDS Church. And if they hadn't done it, then nobody'd be talking about it.
Well, I can say that the LDS Church has not had any conversations with us about that. So if that's the case, I don't know. I'm not sure this will pass. We'll see what happens. We'll pay close attention to it, but it does present. Again, there are lots of liberal states that require two-party.
Do you think Carrie brought up the fact of being able to record a police officer who's arresting you?
Right.
And what do you think about that? Should you be able to take out your cell phone and say, well, I think people who are doing it a lot of times say, I want you to know that I'm recording you.
Right.
And that you would be within the law if this passed.
Sure. And I don't have a problem with those being recorded. In fact, we're encouraging more and more police agencies to record those themselves. I think it's good for the officer. It's a great way to be able to tell what happened, and when you get in these he said, she said instances that often occur. So I'm very much in favor of it.
If you're a police officer and somebody says, the cop pulls somebody over for an infraction, and the person says, I want you to know I'm recording you. If you're a police officer, don't you automatically go,
I think they probably do.
I think so. Yeah.
This could be trouble.
I can tell you as a politician, when they say that to me, I start to you get a little defensive immediately.
Well, I think anybody would. If somebody walked up to you, Bill, and said, I'm recording you, Bill, and I'm going to ask you a question,
Well, I'm so used to it, I'd probably say, what do you want to know?
According to our chat room, only 11 states are currently two-party consent.
And I thought it was 10, but 11.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Here is the most important question that you will be asked.
This is it.
We'll wrap it up.
Here we go.
It's a text question. Hi. Ask the lieutenant governor if this is true. A client of mine in Utah County claims the water levels are low because the environmentalists are hiding the water to force people to stop watering their lawns. How are we going to stop them?
Absolutely true. This is true. And I put people under oath to
swear them in.
Swear them in.
Do it.
They're hiding the water.
Hiding the
I
water.
think it has
Damn
something to do
hippies.
with the fact that Bill is in shorts and flip-flops today, and we have no snow.
That's right.
Hiding.
I have to say that one last thing.
Yes.
I was just thinking what we need is a military parade. Am
Am
I right?
We haven't
right.
talked about it yet. We should
Okay.
talk about
We'll
it.
have the National Guard do a
course.
Utah military parade.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
I'm all in.
May Day.
That's
right.
Thanks, guys.
Lieutenant Governor Spencer J. Cox, thanks for being here. If you come back, remember, you're
It's
at
on
your
you.
peril.
Like I said, if that's what it takes, I don't want it.
Sure,
So
right.
we're coming back.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
We have a giveaway. It's our Valentine's contest continues. Black Velvet Boutique is a locally owned and operated sexual wellness resource. 293 South State Street in Clearfield. Online at blackvelvetboutique.com. Right now we have a $50 Black Velvet Boutique gift certificate to give away. Call 877-602-9696. We've had a bad traffic morning today. Crash northbound Harrison Boulevard, 34 South in Ogden. Crash Main Street, 3rd West in Kaysville. Northbound I-15, some slowage around 132nd South. The right lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-15 at 5600 South. This is up in Weaver County in the Roy area. That's traffic.
Now we've got Boners Round 2 coming up. Let me tell you the candidates before I do that. My wife reminded me the family that I was trying to think of, the naked guy down in southern Utah, the Cardall family.
Cardall family.
It's Dwayne Cardall, remember him, and Paul, I think, the composer, Cardall.
Yes.
So the boner candidates coming up. Boner candidate number 1, I feel a bit silly now. Boner candidate number 2, oh boy, naked Trump photos. And boner candidate number 3, oh man, I do love this S.
All right, we'll get to round 2 your boner voting along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo coming up in just a moment. RanLife.com.
Yes, Ran Life. They'd like you to do them a favor. Go to their website, ranlife.com, and just look at the information there. You will be amazed.
I'm going to go right now.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the information is there.
Yeah, you'll be amazed at how helpful that is. Now, Ran Life is a local mortgage company, and what can you expect when you go there? Well, fast loan closing, up to 3 times faster than the competition. And I know because I've refinanced twice with Ran Life.
Yes.
In-house advantage. They have their own processors and underwriters. So you'll know that your loan is in their hands at all times. And if there's a problem, you can talk to a guy who's probably, you'll know his first name.
Yeah, they're right there in Sandy.
Low competitive interest rates and fees. Customer for life benefit saves you time and money over the life of your loan. And Ran Life offers great customer service. I know that for a fact.
Buying your first home, buying your next home, building your home, refinancing your home, they can help you with all that.
Ran Life.
Research from the University of British Columbia.
(877-602-9696) or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 8:23. Time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you have to decide with your vote which one of these 3 is the worst of these 3. Which one deserves to go to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it. Gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Well, I got to tell you, I feel a bit silly now. Really, I do. A Scottish farmer.
Oh, I was trying to figure out the accent.
So was I.
I didn't know what you were
A Scottish farmer frantically called police to report that there was a tiger in his cow shed.
A tiger in the cow shed?
Like a Bengal tiger. And he's out there in the cow shed, sparking an armed police standoff. So the cops come. The Scottish farmer, out there in the cow shed, there's a tiger. The cops come and they look in the distance and they see, yep. And they're afraid to move forward. They're armed, but what are we going to do? I don't know. We haven't ever dealt with a tiger in this little Scottish town. The farmer's name was Bruce Grubb. And he saw this tiger, and so they finally determined there was a stuffed tiger.
No, that looks like
it's a pretty good stuffed. I mean, it's a big one.
X96.com/live. That's
it's a very, if you get
realistic.
If you get really, really good stuffed animals, they can be quite amazing. And from a distance, they thought it was a tiger. Now, Farmer Grubb says, I feel a bit silly for calling the police, but I thought it was a real emergency. And so did the cops for like an hour. They didn't know what to do.
But he's not moving.
It's not moving. That actually happened to me. It was an owl on top of a church building over here on 4th South, LDS Church building. There's an owl on top of the church right there by the Chuckarama.
One of those fake owls to scare away.
I thought for a while that it was I kept watching it. I was like, look at that. It's an owl. You don't see them out like that.
It's to scare away other birds.
I felt a bit silly, and so did Farmer Grubb, boner candidate number 1. This is boner candidate number 2. Oh, boy, naked Trump photos. Nikki Haley, ambassador to the United Nations, she got caught. My wife says I should stop using that accent. She's got Scottish ancestry, and she's offended. So Nikki Haley got caught by this Russian morning team or whatever they were, pranking her about a fake island, the island of Bonobo. Well, or not, Bonomo, that's what it was. Well, she's a Republican. Democrats, they can also be caught as well.
Oh, yeah.
So Russian radio host pranked the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, little Adam Schiff.
Little Adam Schiff.
It should be Shifty Adam Schiff. Why isn't it Shifty?
Because I'm lazy.
The Daily Mail posted audio of the prank. It was pulled last year by Vladimir Vovin Kuchinov and Alexei Lexus. So it's Vovin and Lexus. That's what they call themselves. And it's a Russian. It's a
morning zoo.
Yeah, it's like a morning zoo. So they called Adam Schiff, and the caller identified himself as Andriy Parubi, Speaker of Ukraine's parliament. And when Parubi it was actually both of them, and they said, listen, we've got compromising material on Donald Trump. Would you like it? And Adam Schiff, on the recording, said, yeah. What is it? What's the nature of the material? And they said, well, there are pictures of naked Trump. We have pictures of naked Donald Trump. He was in a compromising position with some woman, and he was naked, and we got the pictures. And would you like them? And Adam Schiff said, yes.
You bet.
Absolutely. we would welcome the chance to get copies of it. Now, okay, you get caught by a prank, and again, the same thing goes with Nikki Haley, but Adam Schiff is even worse. Because what Adam Schiff should have said is, no, we don't deal in that kind of thing. We have plenty of other things that we can talk about that Donald Trump.
Well,
no.
the proper answer is you shouldn't be talking to me. You need to give that to the FBI.
Yeah, or call the FBI.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Yeah, well, I don't want anything to do with it.
Because that's what Don Jr. should have done when it was, we've got Hillary's emails, and instead he said, if it's what I think it is, I love it.
That's proper procedure is to...
You're supposed to say to the FBI.
Now, a representative for Schiff then, after this was posted, said, well, we contacted law enforcement after that. We did. Did you? Okay.
And maybe they did.
But Adam Schiff should have said, no, I don't want it, but we will be happy to get it to the FBI. Boner candidate number 2. Oh, boy, naked Trump photos. You bet. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Oh, man, I do love this ass.
Boner candidate number 3 for round 2 after this big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons & Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it, 6831 South State, and online at hastergames.com.
Great. So, Gina, I'm trying to do stories for you that'll help you get out of your Trump funk.
Thank you.
And more like you wanted me to do that story about if you marry a chubby woman, you'll be happier.
Yeah, like positive stories.
How about here's one for you. A golden retriever left home alone and we have video of this at x96.com.
More videos of golden retrievers.
Then the footage shows the pup who was at the home with another golden retriever. Go over to the stove, get on his hind legs, and scarf down some flapjacks that were left on the stove. But the dog, in so doing, accidentally started a house fire.
Oh, no.
Moments later, a blaze erupts on the stove, and smoke quickly fills the house, and the 2 dogs can be seen lying on the couch, looking over, going, this was smoke.
Did they get out?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Everything was fine.
Oh, good.
But the dog, scarfing down the flapjacks off the stove, accidentally hit the igniter button on the stove, and it caused a small house fire to break out. But everything turned out great.
Oh, good.
Just the way you want it to get out of your Trump funk. x96.com/live. It shows the house, and I believe it shows it's way in the background, but you can see the dog
getting on the
stove and eating the flapjacks, and there's the fire breaking out.
More golden retriever stories.
Dogs are just looking at it like
kind of staring at it, going, "Oh!" Now the one dog goes, "I think I better get out of here," and he goes into the other room. All right,
this could be bad.
Now I forgot to ask Spencer Cox, or I wanted to ask Spencer Cox about this bill in the Utah State Legislature. The Utah House has voted in favor of a bill that would add assisted suicide to the state's manslaughter statute.
Don't do that.
Geez.
Under House Bill 86, sponsored by Representative Mike McKell of Spanish Fork, it would become a second-degree felony in Utah to knowingly provide the means for someone to take their own life or to aid in a suicide attempt. Now, what this bill is attempting to do is, in cases like that kid who the young girl said, I want to kill myself, and he said, I'll get you the rope.
That's not the same thing as a doctor.
Yeah, don't put doctors in there as well.
End-of-life care.
Now, I don't... McKell amended the bill to address some controversy about what it would mean for hospice care.
Yes.
And other circumstances where practitioners give medication to terminally ill patients.
You know, the hospice people who kept asking me, you need more morphine?
Yeah.
The amended bill, which passed the House on a 51-18 vote, says a practitioner may treat a patient's illness and pain or discomfort with medication that may end up shortening the patient's life. But the practitioner may not knowingly and intentionally provide medication or procedures to commit suicide.
It's between the doctor and the
patient. Exactly. And it happens all the time.
Stay out of it, McKell.
Well, he amended the bill correctly. He did.
He shouldn't even.
As I read that, but he did it because right now there is some controversy as to whether that kid could be charged with a crime, and they've had trouble with that. So this would kind of firm that up and say, if you do it that way, knowingly, Now, when you're in a hospice situation, nobody's going to know whether it was knowingly or not knowingly. And everybody knows
that buying a rope for somebody.
Yeah, buying a rope for somebody to commit suicide is a different matter.
Well, it should be a lot more specific, because if you're including any medical situation.
Well, I mean it is specific. That's why he did it that way. Now, Donald Trump.
Yes.
When he went to France a while ago, they had this big military parade there. And now he wants one.
He talked about this when he came back.
Yeah. He's now instructed government officials, Donald Trump has instructed government officials to start planning for a massive military parade to take place in Washington, D.C. sometime this year.
Couldn't that money be spent on, I don't know, veteran services or something?
The Pentagon confirmed the Washington Post report on Tuesday. We are aware of the request and are looking at possible dates, said Pentagon spokesperson. Trump, who has never served in the armed forces and avoided the Vietnam War draft on account of bone spurs, has long dreamed of showing off the United States military force in a large public display.
Like Kim Jong-un does.
And the Russians do every year. After he won the presidential election, Trump's staff confounded officials by asking the Pentagon to send photographs of military tactical vehicles that he might include in his inauguration speech. Now, they didn't do it, but he sort of wanted that. So what? Now, the Pentagon has said, okay, yeah, that's what he wants. Let's see. What's this going to cost? There are not that kind of military vehicles that he wants near Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
All of that stuff would have to be trucked in, flown in, driven in,
and isn't that
at
a
great
national
expense.
And isn't that a national security issue if you're taking those things away from wherever they are doing the job they're supposed to be doing?
I don't know, Gina. You can fire those missiles that are on the backs of vehicles. You can fire them from Washington, D.C. just as easily as you can fire them from,
If you're someone who defends veterans and says that they don't get the money they need and the help they need, you should be appalled that they're talking about spending money on this BS.
I also want a uniform with a lot of medals on it. And
those big fluffy things that you put on the shoulders, what do they call those? Elephants? Epaulemps?
I need those.
Epaulemps.
And a hat.
Epaulemps.
I want a sword, too.
A sword.
I want a sword.
A sash? I need a sash.
A sash that says president on it.
Wrong.
The only thing that makes me feel better is that GIF that's out there, and I think Bill retweeted it, of him getting on the plane, and the back of his hair just flies up, and it's completely bald in the back.
Yeah, I retweeted it this morning.
It's the only thing that's made me happy.
Yeah,
that and the golden retrievers.
I think we all did. At RFH Bill, at RFH Carey.
Mhm.
It's got lots and lots of retweets.
Yep.
Government shutdown also. Donald Trump says that might be a good idea. They're talking about it again, and what he's doing is he's holding all of these Mexican and other people, the Dreamers, the DACA people who used to be kids and are now not kids, most of them. He's holding them hostage, essentially. Yeah. It's a hostage situation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these people, they deserve some help, but I'm not going to give it to them unless I get what I want from the Democrats.
Yep.
And we'll shut the government down.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. It's he says it
wrong.
It's nobody gets everything they want, and I think that a government shutdown. Yeah, let's have one. Let's have a good shutdown. Let's do it. He's crazy.
Yep.
He's just.
All right.
Is that it? Steve Wynn.
Yes. Close with that.
Yeah. He. He was forced to resign as the financial. Chairperson of the Republican National Party, and now he's been forced to resign. He's stepping down as CEO of his own company, the Wynn, whatever it's called. It has all of these hotels in Las Vegas. He been one of the most powerful men in Las Vegas and in the country.
Mm-hmm. He still owns them all. It's just symbolic.
Well, but he's still. It's disgraceful. It's a disgrace to him to have to step down from that. And it's because of his, it's mainly because he paid off, what was it, $7 million, something like that, to a grandmother that he had sex with, because he wanted to know what it was like to have sex with a grandmother. I think he'll still be able to afford plastic surgery. But other than that, he's done.
All right. Sports weather traffic or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, experience the best parts of your own backyard at Reebok Ragnar Wasatch Back, June 1st and 2nd. It's the overnight team relay race that inspired a worldwide running movement. Grab 11 friends and enroll today at runragnar.com. Enter promo code X96. Receive $60 off team registration. I'm encouraging people to follow our good friend Amy Donaldson on social media, AD on Sports, and she's on Facebook and Instagram as well. She's at the Olympics, and she'll be covering the sporting events as well as the norovirus outbreak. She'll be covering that. And
robots,
and it's.
Is there an event for robots in the Olympics?
There's robot fish. She has a picture of robot fish.
That.
Yeah,
Yep.
so you should follow.
I'll go
her.
look at it.
And Jazz are, let's see, they're at Memphis tonight. That game is at 6:00. Weather brought to you in part by climate change. Actually, it's totally by climate change today. 57 for a high. By Friday, we could be gardening and swimming, and it will be 63 degrees. Traffic, we've got a stalled vehicle southbound I-15 at milepost 276. This is south of 5th East and American Fork. The right lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-15, 5600 south in Roy. Crash northbound Harrison Boulevard, 34th south in Ogden. Crash Main Street, 3rd west in Kaysville. And I think that stalled vehicle northbound I-15 at 132nd south, I think that's moved out of traffic, but still causing some slowage in that area. That's traffic. Looking for a great deal on a used smartphone, but don't want to meet a creepy guy in a parking lot? Bad Apple Repairs buys, sells, and trades in smartphones. Go to badapplerepair.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Oh, man, I do love this ass. Odie Shoop. I think it's Odie. Might be Audie. O-D-D-I-E.
Odie.
I think it's Odie. Odie Shoop is being sued for excessive force after telling his deputies to shoot unarmed Michael Dial rather than risk damage to police cars. A Tennessee sheriff sued. He was recorded, it's on tape, boasting to officers to shoot a guy rather than risk damaging the cars by ramming him off the road. They said on tape, we're ramming him, Sheriff Odie Shoop of White County said on tape. And I said, don't ram him, shoot him. F that ass. I ain't going to tear up my police cars. Then Sheriff Shoop, Odie, arrived on the scene shortly after his officers had shot Mr. Dial at the conclusion of a low-speed chase. He was clearly upset that he'd missed all the action. Mm-hmm. I love this ass, Shoop said, apparently unaware that all of his comments were being picked up by another deputy's body-worn camera. God, I tell you what, I thrive on this.
He did I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yeah. I love it. I don't think I'll give the damn order to kill that MFer. They're full of ass, he said, laughing. Take him out. I'm here on the damn wrong end of this.
Great.
Yeah. He's not going to be the sheriff anymore.
Good.
Boner candidate number 3. Oh, man, I do love this ass.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Oh, I feel a little bit silly now. It's the Scottish farmer Grubb, who thought he saw a tiger out in the cow shed. He called the police. The police thought, oh, boy, that is a tiger. What are we going to do? It turned out it was a realistic-looking tiger, but it was a stuffed tiger, a stuffed animal. Boner candidate number 2, oh boy, naked Trump photos. Again, Russian radio host pranking Democrat Adam Schiff with a promise of naked Trump photos, and Shifty Schiff, as he should be called, said, yeah, we want those photos. Get them to us. And boner candidate number 3, oh man, I do love this ass.
All right, this is round 2. You've got to decide which one of these 3 candidates is the worst, which one of these 3 deserves to go forward to boner fight and get a 50-50 chance to be boner of the day. All right, 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, put it in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. They'll take your vote in the producer's booth. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says February 7 boner voting and vote there. All right, you've got, 4 minutes is all to get your round 2 vote in. Things that must go also coming up. Stand by.
The music starts at 10 with a
chilly weather yet?
I think
You want to eat chili?
Well, see, I had a little argument with my wife, and I just wanted to clear this up. I know it's September.
Yeah. I don't think it's quite chilly weather yet.
Well, but so
it's going to be like almost 90 today.
Some friends of ours, our friends the Duncans, Linda had some surgery, so we made dinner for them. And my wife said to me a couple of days before, will you make dinner for the Duncans? And I said, yeah, sure. And I said, well, I said, what should I make? Maybe I'll make lasagna. And then I thought, no. Dave's from an Italian family. He grew up eating Italian food, and his mother cooks Italian. I'm not going to make lasagna. I know, a big pot of chili. I'll make a big pot of chili. So I have all this planned, and then the day before yesterday, I said, well, I'm going to make that chili for the Duncans tomorrow. My wife said, well, chili?
It's hot.
It's not chilly weather.
It's not chilly weather. She's right.
I thought of chili when it was rain. It was rainy last week, and it was kind of rainy and drizzly. And I said chili, and then she said, "Well, it's not chilly weather." And I thought, "Come now, wait a minute though. I like a good bowl of chili anytime."
Chili is
Here's why. Actually, hot weather is chilly weather.
Yeah.
Why is it that in the Latin American countries, that's where all the spicy food is?
Yeah.
It's because it's so hot, they want to sweat so that it cools them down. So make it spicy, and it's chilly weather.
Yeah. I just don't.
There you go.
I just don't understand why there has to be a certain weather for certain food.
No, it's like
if
Joe,
it's good chili.
Joe makes
anytime.
these stews, but he can only do it like in the fall and the winter. Like
but that's
having
mainly because he has.
in...
That's mainly because he has clients in town.
No, but like you don't have stew in July.
Sure you do.
Stew is a cold weather.
That's true. We make chicken noodle soup, and
you don't ever do
and we
it in the
only
summer.
do that when it starts to get cold.
But you can do it.
But I think that you could, and again with the spicy, that's what I think.
I'm telling you, Richie goes to the soup kitchen any time of the year.
But I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking like there are only certain days when you can have the grilled cheese and the tomato soup. Like there's only those colder days. It's that same kind of thing. It's,
okay. Well, that's fine. You guys go ahead. You guys go ahead and pigeonhole yourselves. I am going to be the guy who has grilled cheese and tomato soup any day of the week.
When it's 100 degrees
No,
outside.
I had that a few weeks ago. I had that a few weeks ago because we had tomatoes from Dad's garden, and we had too many.
So you made tomato soup?
So Sue made tomato soup, and we had grilled cheese.
By the way, you can always bring me more tomatoes.
Oh, okay. Smoked Gouda grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Awesome. Gouda.
So that's I'm going to be the guy because I like a good bowl of chili.
You break the rules there.
Anytime. Right. Stu, you have Joe next summer.
Okay.
Right.
Have Joe make me a stew.
We'll have you over for stew.
I'm telling you.
I'm not following society's rules.
I'm not putting up with that chilly weather.
That's right.
I'm going to eat chili anytime I want.
Don't try to tell me.
Sometimes I felt a little tied down by a mortgage, kids. I felt tied down by.
You're pushing back.
That's it, baby.
Push back.
That's it.
Take that.
No more crap for me. I'm eating chili in the summer.
Take that, society.
In your face, man.
Always being held down by the man.
That's it. All right. Chili for me.
That's right.
Thank
Don't
you.
chain me down with your manners.
Exactly.
Next, but first, we need to award round 2 of your boner.
Well, round 2 is brought to you by Roasted Broccoli.
Ooh.
and nothing else. So boner candidate number 1 was, I feel a bit silly now. The Scottish farmer thinking he had a tiger out in the cow shed. It was just a stuffed animal. Boner candidate number 2, oh boy, naked Trump photos. Adam Schiff, the Democrat the Democrat minority head of the, was it the Intelligence Committee? House Intelligence Committee. Not too intelligent. Being pranked by a Russian morning show saying, we have naked photos of Trump. Would you like naked photos? Would we ever like those? And boner candidate number 3, oh man, I do love this ass. The Sheriff Odie, who ordered his officers to shoot a suspect rather than ram the car. And he just said, I love all of this stuff, man. I love it. Adam won a boner T-shirt courtesy of XL Automotive Repair, and the winner by a large margin of votes, boner candidate number 3. Oh man, I do love this ass.
All right, there's your winner of round 2. That will go up against the winner of round 1 in boner fight. That will determine who is boner of the day. That happens at 9:20. Just right in?
Yep.
Okay.
Things that must go on the radio.
Yep. These are things that are bugging you, things that, if these are in your life, bad things are in your life, put them down, must go, send them to us. We will read them on the radio, and it's like an exorcism. These things will leave you, and you will be happy. So, things that must go, send them to radiofromhell@x96.com and put must go in the subject line. Kerry.
Let's start with this one from Zane. Let's see. Fist bumps.
Yeah.
They are just as annoying as high-fiving someone. Well, I disagree, but plus I don't like getting the flu. Let's see. Making an online payment to, and then he gives a website of a store of some kind.
Okay.
Using my credit card, and there is a convenience fee. I don't in the slightest way find this convenient for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I like to hugging, swear, and use obscene gestures sometimes. But if I know that there are children present that could see or hear me, I watch what I say and do. This is for someone that flipped me off on the freeway with my fiancé and my soon-to-be stepdaughter in the car with me. She's 8. I was driving a little aggressive, but flipping me off with a child in the car with me is not cool. And I know I need to learn how to drive differently with kids in the car with me. That is true. Geek Show says, hey, make mine a double. I don't understand the rest of that. Okay, let's see. This one from Candace, just a couple of quick things. Getting back in my car after getting the oil changed and having the seat moved.
Well, somebody bigger probably had to.
Also, the guy that at the oil change place talking down to me because I'm a girl. I know stuff. And Excel Automotive not having a shop in Ogden. Candace, I think it'll be worth a drive to you.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one from Mormon Mafioso. Utahns who complain about any other subset of Utahns. As a transplant Mormon to Utah, I can say Utah Mormons and Utah non-Mormons are equally horrible about complaining about each other. Housing prices must go, and neighborhood Facebook groups must go. Let's see. This one is Robert. Things that must go are weird battery sizes. I have to replace batteries to a home security motion detector, and it uses 123A batteries. Why can't it just be a AAA or a C or a D or a 9-volt? People in my restaurant that want the freshest food possible. We serve very fresh, very good food, and someone will always say, can you please get the fresh chicken? I will tell them this chicken in front of you is quite fresh. I made it 10 minutes ago. Then they say, no, I want the fresh chicken. So I say, it'll be about 15 minutes until a new batch is ready. And they say, that's okay. I'll wait. The chicken I have is perfectly fine. It won't make you sick, and it won't be unfresh. Thank you for everything you do. All
right. Let's see. I'll do this one. Morning Lords of Morning Radio, please use either name at the bottom of the email. Use either name. All right. The names are Skipper or the Little Oil Liberal. Please, let's see. What must go is the current administration of narcissistic, egotistical, corrupt, and intellectually bankrupt bozos that we have running this country. The list of grievances is much too large to go into here, so we'll just leave it at that. They must go. On a lighter note, what must go is commercials when watching on-demand programs. I agree. And the fact that you cannot fast forward in a lot of those programs. That's just crap. The whole point of the DVR and on-demand programming is to be able to watch your show and skip the damn commercials when you do. And now they have it set so that you can't skip through them. And laundry must go. Why can't our clothes just clean themselves?
That would be nice.
I hate to think of how much of my life I have wasted because of this need to do laundry. Make mine a double, and Geek Show says, hey. This one, howdy, lords and lady. Johnny B checking in with some things that must go. Go ahead and use my name if you wish. Well, I'm glad you put that after you said, hi, it's Johnny B. Random people who seem to think they can know how to cure diabetes. Oh! So Johnny B has diabetes.
Okay.
And people will say to him, oh, my grandma had that, and she ate a spoonful of cinnamon every day, and it cleared the diabetes right up.
Hell? Don't think so.
I've had this for 30 years. I'm pretty sure I would know if there was a cure. I'd be willing to rub dead rats all over myself if I knew that I could get rid of the diabetes. On that same note, the following interaction. Oh, you shouldn't eat that. You're diabetic. You don't look diabetic. And my favorite, is it the bad kind?
Because if it's just 2, I mean, that's not that bad.
Yeah, first off, if it's not poison, I can eat it. I can eat anything.
Yeah.
Second, what do diabetics look like, really? What do they look like?
I could spot a diabetic a mile away.
You don't look like you're a moron. And I can spot a moron a mile away. And then third, is there any kind of good lifelong medical condition? I know it's hard, but think before you speak. And then finally, the thing must go is guys who don't stand close enough to the urinal. We've had that before.
Yes.
But please, stand, if you are in the men's room, crowd the urinal.
Yes.
Crowd it.
This is from Dylan. Things that must go. Don't ever call someone big guy. What's up, big guy? It is not friendly. You may as well be saying, hey there, fatty.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Hey, big guy.
Dear Radio from Hell, I'm in nursing school, and I swear to God, if one more person asks me if I'm becoming a nurse so I can snag me a rich doctor, my head might explode.
They do?
I'm going to nursing school to become a nurse because I want to be a nurse. That's all.
People say that?
Yep, apparently.
Yeah, rich doctors say it.
This is from Future Nurse, so close I can taste it.
Future Nurse! I'll watch that.
This is from me, you, or your significant other. This is an interesting list.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Try looking at the positive things in life rather than always focusing on the negative ones. It isn't healthy for you or me or anyone. At least be happy that I made you dinner rather than be upset that the countertops aren't fully wiped down yet. I'm planning on wiping them off once dinner is finished.
Mm-hmm.
When the baby's diaper isn't completely full after an hour, I'm not going to change it until it's ready to be changed, even if you think it needs to be changed. How about giving me a nice warm hug and a kiss after work rather than dropping the work bomb drama on me to vent? That would be a nice positive change for once. Would it kill you to say thank you for all the positive things I do for you and our family rather than pointing out all the flaws left over during the hour a day? So if you or your significant other is doing these things, please stop and let them know these things must go.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
You know, you're thinking about the things that must go, and it probably distracts you from your driving.
Yeah, don't do that. Distracted driving is just awful. It's responsible for a lot of fatalities, a lot of deaths on the highway. That's why we're urging people to go to zerofatalities.org.
.com and join the resistance.
Zerofatalities.com.
Now, joining the resistance means you're taking a pledge to not drive distracted. And just by the act of doing that, you're going to think about it more when you get in your car. We've been thinking about it more lately because we've been talking about it. Put your phone away, put it in your purse, put it in the glove compartment, and pay attention. Now, if you do really well with this, you could win some prizes too.
Yeah, UDOT and the Department of Public Safety really wants to make sure that you understand the consequences of driving distracted. And that means the consequences can mean death for you and others.
And it's bigger than just your phone and texting and things like that. It's other things as well. Eating in the car. I can't believe people eat in the car.
Talking to the kids who are in the back seat, raising hell, and you're trying to talk to them and looking in the rearview mirror. I bet a lot of wrecks happen. And don't try putting on your makeup in the.
No.
I see women do it. Don't do it. I saw a guy do it too. So, zerofatalities.com. We love you for listening to X96. And since Valentine's Day is coming up, the chances are good. I was going to say, if you ever date Richie T, the chances are good if you are an unmarried woman under the age of 30, you will date Richie T. He's a serial dater. These are things to expect when you're dating Richie T, or when you're expecting to date Richie T. Number one, within the first 2 weeks of the dating, expect one of two things. You'll either be asked to help clean his room or help clean his car.
Now, I know the clean my room thing is like this.
It's an okay thing to come in my room.
No, that's his thing. That's one of his things.
Well, she says, don't be alarmed. It's all part of the courtship.
Okay.
So, and that, I just thought to myself, wow, who wouldn't want to date a guy who does that? Number two.
You get to know if they like to clean and stuff like that.
That's important.
Because you need someone to clean, don't you?
Because I'm a mess.
Number two, if you're expecting to date Richie T, if the two of you make plans more than 24 hours in advance, you must understand he will forget. Always have other plans just in case.
Oh,
because he'll forget.
Yeah.
Number three, if you've made plans less than 24 hours in advance, of course, and he's late, call him because he's fallen asleep.
It's true, isn't it?
Number four, you will often hear the excuse, hey, sorry I'm late, I fell asleep. He's not lying. He's telling you the truth. Number five, if you're expecting to date Richie T, if at any time Richie will not tell you what his family has nicknamed you, it's over. They have a nickname.
Family has nicknames for everyone?
They have a nickname for every girl in his harem, and most of them are not kind.
Is that true?
It is. This girl's nickname is Camping Ashley because one time she went camping with my family without me.
Without you?
Mm-hmm.
So they always called her Camping Ashley.
Is that Camping Ashley? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that old Bare Hands? That's another girl's name.
Bare Hands?
Yeah, because she has huge.
Oh, hang on a second.
Are you dating old Bare Hands? Number six, if you are extended an invitation to church, heed this warning. No hand-holding, back-scratching, or snuggling of any kind will take place. You see, these gestures would all indicate that he's committed to someone, and, well, he's not. Number seven. No, he's not committed to you. Number eight.
She knows you very well, doesn't she?
Number eight. Never wake Richie up on a Saturday or a Sunday morning before noon. This is a severe offense. Number nine. If you don't like Broadway show tunes, run like hell.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Ruined more than one relationship.
Number 10. These are things to expect if you're going to date Richie T. Number 10. If you're not comfortable with someone who doesn't care what people think, you're with the wrong man. I mean, come on, people. He's toothless. And he walks around without his teeth. He's smiling right now. Big old toothless smile.
That will be fixed soon, though.
Yeah. Christmas.
By Christmas, he'll have teeth.
All he wants for Christmas is his two front teeth, and that's for real, folks.
Yeah. Let's see. Number 11, when he says, I'll call you back in about an hour, this is code for, if you don't hear from me in an hour, call me back. Yeah.
I'm really bad at that.
He does that with me, too. So.
Yeah.
Number 12, when having a conversation with
Richie.
Mm-hmm, you must understand that at no point in time will you ever have his full attention. He'll either be catching up on the news, writing responses to emails, or thinking of all the things that he needs to be doing. Don't get me wrong, he's an excellent listener. He just has too much to do all the time. Number 13, if at any time you're making plans and he says, yeah, maybe, make alternative plans. That means no. That just means no. Number 14, Richie may not be there all the time, but he is always there when you need him the most.
Oh, that was nice.
Gee,
Is that true?
Yeah, maybe. I think. Yeah, I try to be. People need it.
Number 15, he will hit on your mom. Don't try to stop it. It's inevitable. See, he's going to end up marrying an older woman with kids. And number 16, you should not expect gifts of any kind on special occasions. The only gift he gives is the gift of his presence. And that is presents, not presents. There you go. 16 things you ought to know if you're going to be dating Richie T.
Radio from Hell with Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
No pee breaks, people. No pee breaks.
You leave Elon alone, mean old Stephen Colbert.
Do we have a giveaway here?
No.
No?
Oh, well
Oh,
then.
wait. No, we do.
I thought we were
There it
supposed to.
is.
Okay.
MGMT.
Yes.
Coming to town. And I think we're going to get a keyword here in a minute.
Again, if those keywords were on this work paper, that would save a lot of trouble.
X96 welcomes MGMT to the Union Event Center in downtown Salt Lake, Tuesday, May 22nd. Tickets are on sale at postfontaine.com. And the keyword, you'll text this to 33986. If you're the 96 texter, you'll get 2 tickets to the show. The keyword is delirium. I will spell it for you. DELIRIUM, delirium. Text that to 33986.
All right.
Look who's here.
Hey, hello, good morning.
Is this sponsored?
This is sponsored. It is brought to you by AWOL Nation, live at the Complex on March 7th. Tickets are on sale now at SmithTix.
Corey O'Brien.
Yes, good morning.
Hi.
Hey.
He's here with his community and concert calendar, and it's always nice to see you for this. And anything that you mention here will be found at x96.com/live.
Yep, every week you can text the word events to 33986, and we can text it to you every Wednesday as well.
And I mean just x96.com. I get used to adding live.
Live. If you want to watch what's going on now,
Yeah.
good place to go.
That's
Absolutely.
All right, so what's going on this week?
All right, so tonight you can get your two-tone on at Liquid Joe's with the Toasters and Sex Wax Surfers.
And the Gringos.
And the
opening
Gringos
for
are
them. It's a
playing.
local band. But
So-
Sex Wax.
Yeah, the Toasters are
fun.
An excellent ska band.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, always a good show.
Weekend in LA. Love that.
Yes.
Thursday, tomorrow night, to celebrate today, is Music Meets Movies at Broovies, because today is International Clash Day. And they'll be screening Joe Strummer, The Future is Unwritten.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a great movie. That was a Sundance movie, and I remember actually, like maybe 8-9 years ago, interviewing the director for that.
Yeah.
And great film. They'll be selling tickets doors at 6:30. The movie will start an hour later. I think this is going to sell out, so get there early to
Now it's
Broovies.
today?
It's tomorrow. They're doing it tomorrow.
Okay.
I think they thought nobody's coming out Wednesday, so they'll celebrate International Clash Day tomorrow. Also doing what seems to be an infinite amount of shows that are all sold out. Howard Jones is at the Egyptian Theater.
Like 5 nights.
In Park City?
A whole bunch, yeah. Goes through
Really?
the 11th.
And they're all sold out?
I clicked on the link, and all I saw was sold out unless you're part of their special Egyptian Theater Illuminati.
There is
Then you're good to
some
go.
special love here for Howard Jones.
Yep.
And I think you guys are a big reason for that.
And we haven't talked to Howard for a number of years.
Yeah.
That'd be-
You went to his house.
A couple of times we went to his house in Maidenhead. Yep.
We kind of stopped playing his music because, well, music shifted.
It changed a
and,
bit.
so we kind of fell out of contact with Howard.
Yeah.
I wonder if
he came to Louise's for a chuck wagon breakfast.
He did.
Played keyboard.
Played in the backyard.
And
just makes me want to.
Was raising his dog vegan.
You know, he is more popular here.
Yeah.
Than he was in Europe and in England.
Yeah.
You go that people say, "How? Oh yeah, I think I know who that is. It's that What Is Love guy, right?"
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Makes me think of the Karate Kid for some reason. Every time I hear that, I just think of Ralph Macchio. Friday, there's David Bowie Tribute Night at Urban Lounge.
Oh.
Bunch of great bands performing. Major Tom and the Moon Boys, 90s Television, Static Replica, The Poppers, and Will Sartain will play the hits of David Bowie for you to enjoy.
All right.
At Urban Lounge, 21 and over. Also kicking off on Friday, the All-Star Monster Truck Tour at Maverick Center. All right.
You okay?
Well, maybe some Naughty by Nature might fix you up then. That's going on at Park City Live, their 25th anniversary tour.
Really?
25 years.
Oh, my
Been
God.
talking about OPP.
Yeah, you know.
Jeez.
Let me hurry and find some.
Gonna find some?
Yeah.
We've got to have OPP or Hip Hop Hooray in there.
I know we do.
Oh,
We've got to have Hip Hop
hey.
Hooray.
Oh,
Come on now.
there I just sang both of them. You don't need to.
Oh,
That was nowhere near.
All
any
That's
of it.
exactly
I'm
what
not
it sounds
fast
like.
enough. Oh, there
This
we
time
go.
with enthusiasm.
All right, I got it. Here we go.
There we go. Do not miss it.
Where are they?
Park City Live.
Army with harmony.
As of last night, tickets still available.
Hey. Hup.
Good stuff, though.
Hey, drop a load on 'em.
Yeah, Gina, what you did sounded exactly like.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It was closer.
Nick John!
Of all the things I thought you guys would be excited about.
You didn't think it would be Naughty by Nature?
I knew it would be, actually, yeah.
I'm really, I don't care.
Oh, all right. I mean, you got a little excited.
Well, I like hearing
You
that.
know,
but-
okay, that's good. Also, Sleeping with Sirens at the Complex for that Neo Screamo. Saturday, the Black Hearts Ball at Area 51. Cupid's Club Crawl will be out all over downtown on Saturday night, hitting 4 different bars and then an after party. The 27th annual Chili Open at Little America. Woo! Proceeds going to charity. Silent auction, cocktails. It's a good time. And that is what's going on this week.
Corey, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
X96.com is where you can find all of that stuff. And again, if you want a weekly update, you text
events to 33986, and we'll send it to you every Wednesday at noon.
Where's that Clash show? Broovies?
Broovies, yeah.
Broovies. Okay. Thank you very much.
La, 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 la.
All right. Let's see. It's 11 minutes after 9 right now.
You know, while we're talking about texting and getting information,
Yes.
you should join the X96 Movie Club.
Yes.
Text movies, MOVIES, to 33986, and you'll join the X96 Movie Club. Now, what that is we get tickets to all kinds of movies, and this will give you a portal on your phone to get tickets to special screenings we do and special giveaways. Sometimes we give away DVD or movie releases, that kind of thing.
It's all special, though. Everything.
And you're going to have an opportunity to see Black Panther. Before everybody else, not before Kerry Jackson, but before...
Same day. I'm just seeing it earlier.
So text movies to 33986 for that information. And yeah, my kids are crazy excited about that movie. Yeah. My daughter was watching Ellen yesterday, and she's like, Mom, Michael B. Jordan's on Ellen. Like, how do you know so much
She
about
knows
this?
him from his basketball career.
No, it's a different
From his Fruit of the Loom commercials. No?
She loved him in that crappy Fantastic Four movie.
No, I don't think so.
No.
All right.
I think it's Russian bots. It's Russian bots that
have made her excited.
Yeah,
about.
they're promoting all of this.
It's going to be huge. So, yeah, text the word movies to 33986. All right, coming up. We got Boner Fight. Boner of the day will be decided in a few moments. Before that, a pretty decent amount of news.
All right.
I won't lie to you.
You want Valentine's? We got to talk about flowers. Right?
Proflowers.com, and this is a one-day deal. This is the one that I got sent to me. The perfectly paired. It's 2 gifts in one. Basically, ProFlowers is teaming up with Sherry's Berries. So you get a one-of-a-kind Valentine's gift. It's really going to impress. Today only, you'll get this one that I received. Gorgeous 1 dozen red roses, and dipped gourmet berries together in a beautiful, specially designed gift box for just $49.99. Today only. Uniquely designed box will keep your berries cold and your flowers fresh, guaranteed. It's just a little bit bigger of a box than you're used to from Pro Flowers. You can pick the delivery date. It's guaranteed. Customer satisfaction is always number one, or your money back. Here's how you do it. Go to proflowers.com today to get 1 dozen red roses with dipped gourmet strawberries for just $49.99. Pay attention, Sean. Shasta wants this. Proflowers.com. The offer is valid today only. Valentine's it's 1 week from today, so you better get on that. Check out the perfectly paired and think inside the box.
This is very important.
X96 is your home for non-stop music.
I don't like breathing through my mouth. I prefer my nose. I think that's what it was designed for. Your mouth was designed for other things, and the nose is for breathing.
But sometimes you have to breathe through your mouth.
I can't.
You know that.
You cannot. Well, what we hear on the radio would give lie to that, but because we hear a lot of on the radio. But
so they said we have a snorkeling class. We don't need the snorkel. No, I want the snorkeling class. I want to know.
Sure.
So we took the kids to the snorkeling class, and they stop at Molokini, and I am terrified. I really am, because I'm not only scared of breathing through my mouth with my face underwater, but I'm scared of sharks. I am. Okay, Jaws ruined me.
Sure.
And it's just a boat out in the middle of the water, and you're getting off the boat, and
it's deep.
And it's deep.
You can't see the bottom.
And they said, "Do you want a noodle?" Yeah, I want a noodle. Give me the noodle.
To just hang on to.
My kids and my husband, no noodle.
No.
They just jumped in the water. I took 2 noodles. When I looked around and made sure that everybody that wanted a noodle had a noodle.
You weren't the only one.
Right.
There was an extra noodle.
Yeah.
Those noodles have been cooked earlier, though.
Yes.
And so we're out in the water, and the guy at the snorkel class said, "Don't put the mouthpiece in until you're ready. You can just put the goggles on and get used to the water, and then put it in." So I'm out there just with the goggles on, hanging on to the noodle, and I'm thinking, I don't need to do any more than this. Nobody needs to know if I'm actually snorkeling or not. My kids are snorkeling, my husband's snorkeling. But then they have a underwater cameraman come up. He comes over to your group. He's like, "Get your group together and go under, and I'll take a picture under the water." So now I'm panicking. I'm like, I can't hide from my family anymore that I'm not putting my face in the water, because camera guy wants underwater picture.
And, of course, you have to do that.
Well,
you couldn't just say to your family, "I really can't do this."
No. And I didn't want Joe to know I wasn't snorkeling, because he's off snorkeling. He's not looking at me. I'm like, okay, I can totally do this.
All right.
Put the mouthpiece in, stick my face in, underwater camera guy's there. And I'm like, is he done yet? Is he done yet? Is he done yet?
Because you're not breathing?
No.
You're just holding your breath? Because even though you can breathe through the snorkel apparatus.
I can't, though.
Yeah, you can.
But I did it. I put my face in the water for the picture, and that was it. So as far as I'm concerned, I snorkeled.
No. Didn't see any fish.
No.
Nothing.
No. I floated around on the noodle. I put my face in the water. But I'm telling you, if the camera guy hadn't harassed me into putting my face in the water, I wouldn't have.
Didn't see any fish. And I'm sure your family.
I've seen fish.
Did you see the fish? Did you see the turtles?
I can
Did you
Google fish right now, and I
know.
can see them.
Yes,
There's
I know.
probably a live Molokini underwater camera right now that I could find online, and I could see everything happening there right now.
Right, which is way better than what you did. Which is way better than what you actually did by being there.
I got in the water.
Okay, fine.
So this weekend is also the big shopping thing.
It is.
And I'm telling you right now, if you go, I'm going to be hurt.
Radio from Hell, proudly giving you incomplete sports and traffic with Gina Barberi on X96.
9:19 right now. Coming up, we got Boner Fight in just a few moments. But before that, a reasonable amount of news.
Reasonable amount of news brought to you by Utah Presents brings a brand new kind of songbook to Kingsbury Hall starring Stephen Page, former lead singer of Bare Naked Ladies, with Art of Time Ensemble, February 14th at Kingsbury Hall. Tickets at utahpresents.org.
Jennifer Lawrence, you know, she's really cute and all of that and talented, but God, she's annoying. When you see her on the plane.
Oh, it was fine.
It was annoying.
People loved it.
They did not.
Yes, they did.
There were a lot of people you could see in the back of the plane as she was going.
Well, hang on. What did she do?
So they're on a plane and was right before the Super Bowl or while the Super Bowl was going on, and she took over the intercom on the plane to lead a cheer for the Eagles.
Okay.
Eagles fly, and you could see the flight attendant there in the background, kind of going, "I really know I need to get that back from you. I know you're a big star, but." And then there are, and I just thought,
this isn't Southwest Airlines.
I just thought, how annoying. Really, there were probably plenty of. Oh, I'm sure, because she's so cute and she's Jennifer Lawrence. And Hollywood people can do that kind of thing. Newly discovered. Oh, by the way, I watched the first episode of Altered Carbon.
What'd you think? I haven't gotten to it yet.
Pretty good.
Lee loves that show.
Pretty good. It's kind of like Blade Runner in a way.
I don't know what this is. What's Altered Carbon?
It's altered. Well, we've talked about it a couple of times on the show, but
it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. I think there are 10 episodes, and it's of a science fiction.
The conceit of the show is that there is immortality now, in that you can put your mind into a new body.
Well,
called sleeves.
It's
right?
stack. What it is, it's like a little disc that goes into your spinal column, and you can take it out and put it into another one.
It essentially downloads you and your daily life.
Your stack. You put it in your stack.
So if your stack gets destroyed, you're dead.
Okay.
So then it gets into the whole morality thing.
Sure.
You know, do you want to live forever?
And it's a murder mystery.
And a murder mystery, yeah.
So,
that sounds good.
Scientists have discovered a brain implant. That's what made me think of it.
Mm-hmm.
That noticeably boosted memory. This is a story for you, Gina. Notably boosted memory in its first serious test run.
I won't remember to go do it.
Perhaps offering a promising new strategy to treat dementia, traumatic brain injuries, and other conditions that damage memory. The device works like a pacemaker, sending electrical pulses to aid the brain when it's struggling to store new information, but remaining quiet when it senses that the brain is functioning well.
This reminds me of another study that I read. You know, like one of those 6 signs that you might get dementia or Alzheimer's someday, 6 early warning signs. You know what one of them is?
What?
Worrying about whether you'll get Alzheimer's or dementia, which I worry about all the time.
You do?
Yeah.
I guess,
How is that? Well, if you're worried about it, it means you might get it. Well,
it means that you understand, that you sense. I think what they're saying is you sense what's in your makeup.
That you're slipping a little bit.
Yeah.
And
You sense it kind of happening.
great.
And you may sense it before it really is happening.
That's just
Or in your case,
wonderful.
while it's happening. Let's see. Newly discovered form of water.
Form of an ice trapeze.
Oh, Gina.
Scientists have confirmed a form of water. I don't know what that's
I
from.
was going to, but I
What's it from?
edited myself.
What's it
oh,
from?
you don't even want to go down that hole.
Okay. So let me do the story then. Scientists have confirmed a form of water that is simultaneously solid and liquid.
What?
Yep. It is the latest advance in the study.
Slush? It's a slush.
It's slushy.
In the study of water.
They've discovered Slurpees.
A seemingly simple substitute that can shift between many different configurations. It's a really strange state of matter, said Marius Millet, who, if you said, "Oh, you discovered slushies," would probably look at you like you're an idiot.
Well, slush puppies?
He's a physicist. This new form of water called super ironic water consists of...
This
Ironic or ionic?
Oh, it's ionic.
Yeah.
Super ionic
I
water.
I prefer ironic.
I do too. It consists of a rigid lattice of oxygen atoms through which positively charged hydrogen atoms move. So it can be both. So they're talking about it as a way of transporting and storing water. It's an amazing thing that will perhaps alter the way. We're going to have water problems on this planet.
Yeah,
we're already having water problems on this planet, and there have been science fiction movies. I think wasn't that Matt Damon one or about
Elysium?
Was that the one about where most of the fights in the world were over water?
Yeah,
and that's not far from true. Scary new evidence suggests that Utah's bad air is harmful to babies that are not born yet.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Well, now they'll care.
Multiple studies pointing to a connection between bad air days and lifelong health problems for babies conceived and or born during periods of heavy pollution. Doctors for years have told us to avoid bad air, especially if you have asthma. Well, now all women in Utah may need to think about changing their habits during their childbearing years.
Move away from Utah?
Yeah, get pregnant. If you want to have a baby, get pregnant somewhere else and then come back.
Spend 9 months somewhere where the air is clear.
Research from around the world is stacking up, pinpointing pollution-related issues that can alter the long-term health of babies. Expectant moms have been asked to put down cigarettes and alcohol, watch their diets, be careful of medications. Well, now they're saying maybe you should just stay inside all of the time while you're pregnant if the air is bad.
Save that story for your the show that you're doing. It's next week?
Yep.
Next Friday.
Yeah, next Thursday, I think.
No,
Thursday.
Friday.
Is it Friday?
Yeah.
I don't really have to know the day because I'll just be there. Let's see. Marla Maples said, I never ever said the best sex I ever had in my life was with Donald Trump. That they've been quoting that as saying she said that. A few weeks after it was revealed that porn star Stormy Daniels poo-pooed her trysts with Trump for his textbook generic performance between the sheets, Marla Maples refused to confirm the Post that he was indeed, quote, best sex I ever had. That was meant to be private, she said. I never said that. Someone else said it. But is it true? Well, I'm not going to talk about it. The truth will come out, just not here.
In the book I can't wait to release.
That's kind of what she's saying as well. But she says, I never said it. Somebody else said I said it. Is it true? I'm not going to tell you right now.
She's not going to talk smack about him because I'm sure it's all in a contract somewhere that says that you don't talk smack about me, otherwise you get your money taken away and sued.
Paul Simon is retiring.
Yes.
And he's pretty old. And he looks old and he looks tired, but he says, no, I really am going to retire. and I'm relieved.
The picture that I saw of him,
he's gray, very gray, and he just looks like a little old man now.
He's 76.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can be done, Paul. That's
Sit
all
down,
right.
Paul. You're fine.
Now, my guess is he says, I'm going to retire. He's not going to tour. But if he will, I think he probably will still continue to write. And
I'm sure he'll record in the studio and things like that.
And, I was thinking about Paul Simon. There is not a single Paul Simon song that I could hear that I would say, oh, I hate that. There's not a single song that he's ever done that I would say, I don't like that song.
Let me
Now,
see.
some of them I like more than others, but I don't think there's a single one that is bad.
Let's see.
You know what I mean?
Slip Sliding Away, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover,
Slip
Mother and
Sliding Away,
Child Reunion.
not a big favorite.
Me and Julio, Down by the Schoolyard. Loves Me Like a Rock.
Me and Julio, Down by the Schoolyard. So I used to think maybe I didn't like that song very much. I heard it on the radio, some radio station about 6 months ago.
That's a good song.
And turned it up and listened to it.
Yeah.
And I went, God, that song's back in my wheelhouse. I like
You
it.
Can Call Me Al, Late in the Evening, Kodachrome.
Jeez,
Yeah, you're
And
good.
I didn't even get to the Simon and Garfunkel stuff. That's
you
just
could
Paul.
be done, Paul.
Yep, there's not a single one there that you'd say, God, that stinks.
Sit down and rest, Paul.
Yep.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right. Here we go. Boner candidate number 1 in this big fight. Son, you have brain cancer. Parents telling their 13-year-old son, is that right? Have I got these right, in the right order? Am I in the right order on these? Son, you have brain cancer. Boner candidate number 1. Parents telling their 13-year-old son he has brain cancer in a scheme to raise cash. And boner candidate number 2. Oh, man, I do love this ass. Tennessee Sheriff Odie Shoop telling his deputies, shoot that guy. Don't ram the car. I don't want you busting up my police cars. Shoot him. And then he gets to the scene of the crime and he says, oh, man, I do love this S. That's number 2.
There you go. You've got to pick. You've got to decide which one of these deserves to be Boner of the Day. Which of these two candidates is the worst? 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number. Put it in the message of a text. And text that to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Nick's taking votes. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight February 7 and vote there. If you do not see the box, refresh. It should appear. You've only got 4.5 minutes to get your votes in. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
X96 gives you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding with John Smith right after Radio from Hell.
There, you've reached the offices of Carrie and me, Bill, the Radio from Hell guys. And if you have anything to say to us, we're not picking up, so wait for the beep.
All right, punch in the code.
We should change that message.
Yeah, tell it what we want to do. It'll rewind and play back our
if anybody's
messages.
called me.
All right, let's see.
Oh, there's one.
Hello, Bill. It's me, your mother.
My mom.
Now,
Hi, Mom.
you know that I don't mind you staying here at the house with me and your father,
Thanks,
but
Mom.
you've got to stop hiding the cat.
What?
Bill, if you're there, you'd better pick up. Bill?
Are you hiding?
Where did you put that damn cat? You little bastard, where did you hide my cat?
Would you give her back her cat?
Carrie, this is Bill. And because you refuse to talk with any of your family or friends about this,
don't
they've
listen to this
asked
one.
me to be their spokesman.
Well,
and because you won't talk to me about it face to face, I'll do it here on the answering
Why?
machine.
I forgot
Carrie,
this.
please, don't have the surgery.
Oh, come on.
Think about it. We're not talking about something that's temporary. This is major surgery.
Don't do
Once you
it.
have this done, you can't go back to the way you were.
This is
It's
nobody's
forever.
business but
Please,
mine.
If you
all
won't
right?
listen to us, please talk to your therapist about it.
I already
don't
have.
have the surgery.
Would you just
Bye.
look? This is
I'm
none of
sorry
you guys.
that was on the air, but
None of you guys' business.
Hello?
hey, it's my dad.
Bill? It's me,
That's Warren.
Warren.
Yes.
I'm your father.
Father. Yeah.
Now, I know I don't talk very much, but I'd like to say that I'm really grateful that you've done something with your mother's
Cat.
I really don't care for that
Cat. He doesn't like the
It's
cat.
always trying to sleep on my face and suck my breath out.
That's true, actually. What he's eating there. Jeez.
Hello, this is Dr. Stevenson's office calling for Carrie Jackson.
Oh.
Mr. Jackson, I called to tell you that OR has been scheduled for your surgery.
Oh, good.
The operation will be January 23rd. That's a Monday.
Hey, come on,
Report to
Carrie.
hospital check-in at 12 noon.
12 noon.
Surgery is scheduled for 2:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Your
You're a
estimated
dope.
hospital recovery time will be about a week,
You're a
depending on
dope.
how fast you
Hey,
heal.
shut up,
If you
all
have any
right?
questions, please call us
You're
here
a
at the
dope
doctor's
to do
office.
it. This
Thank
is
you.
nobody's business but mine. You're a dope all to right? do it.
Hello, Mr. Allred. This is Bob Appleby, head of product research and development for the Loveco Cosmetics Company.
Are you selling
We'd
cos-
like to thank you for the donation of the fine cat. Thanks to you and your generosity, we'll be able to test a new line of mascara that will at last be safe and non-toxic on human eyes.
You gave the cat?
As a token of our appreciation, we're sending you a year's
What?
supply of Loveco lipsticks in assorted colors and flavors.
You gave
Thanks again for your support.
your mother's cat? A year's supply of lipstick. Cool. That's great.
Harry, hi, this is Miss Miller, your psychiatrist.
Oh.
You missed your appointment yesterday, so
I
I
know.
wanted to call you and tell you I think you're making a big mistake.
Told you.
Do
Look.
not go through with the surgery.
Look. Told ya.
I know your hero is Captain Kirk. I know how much you admire Captain Kirk. But for the love of God, having plastic surgery to make you look like Captain Kirk is psychotic.
Told ya.
Don't have the surgery.
Told ya. You-
Call me at the office as soon as you get this. Thanks.
You people She's a paid professional. That's all the messages. I don't think we should do this again.
I think you're right.
For very
Bill, and of course, Gina on X96.
All right. Before we award Boner of the Day, got to remind you about Diamonds Direct.
Oh, yeah, Diamonds Direct,
We need
Valentine's
to,
Day.
We need to take a Radio from Hell field trip down there again.
back and
'cause
see 'em.
last time we were there, a couple of good things happened. We met a lot of nice friends of the program that work there, and we got to see the great selection of diamonds that they have.
It is spectacular. It is a spectacular selection of jewelry at Diamonds Direct. Beautiful showroom. And right now, through Valentine's Day, you can get the most romantic gift and spread your payment out over 5 years with 0 interest.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
incredible.
mean, they're going to make you a deal.
Yeah. So how about, so that, for instance, you could get some really beautiful diamond stud earrings, $3,000, and you go, $3,000? That's only, what, $50 a month. If you just spread it out, no interest, $50 a month. Or show your love with a $4,000 diamond pendant or bracelet, about $67 a month. Really, it's the way to do it at Diamonds Direct. It's affordable, and you can be a hero.
Am I right, Gina? Every woman should have diamond stud earrings.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
they're
That's
so
your staple go-to.
staple, flexible.
Yeah.
And diamonds are a girl's best friend. Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall. All right, here's the winner of today's boner fight. We had round one, son, you have brain cancer. The parents telling their 13-year-old son, after he got back from a doctor's appointment, the doctor says that you have brain cancer and you're going to die. And then they use this lie to raise money that they kept. They've been charged with fraud, obviously, and child abuse for doing that. And boner candidate number 2, oh man, I do love this ass. Sheriff Odie Shoot down there in Tennessee.
Sheriff Odie.
He loves it when there's a shoot up. He loves it.
There's a recording of how much he loves it.
Yeah, he's all on tape. Let's see the winner. Now, of course, if you're a random boner voter and ask me for a hearty handshake, I'll give you one. That's your prize. But Odie Shoot, number 2.
Really?
Oh, man, I do love this ass.
I thought the kid would win.
I do, too.
All right.
I thought the kid would win.
That's your boner of the day for today, Wednesday. It is now qualified for boner of the week. Boner of the week is decided about this time on Friday. All right.
Huh? Oh, I don't know where it is.
What?
Dick Clark came up with so Gina wanted I
wanted an insult.
An insult name generator. Because Donald Trump, he comes up with these nicknames for people that are supposedly, but he doesn't do it very well.
No. He used to be better at it.
Yeah, and Gina thought that there would be I should have looked this up. Oh, there, I'll find it. Here it is. So how do you come up with a really good insult nickname for people? Well, Dick Clark tweeted yesterday, he's a former intern of ours and a good friend of the program, said, since I clearly don't have anything better to do, I'll be your Trump nickname generator.
Oh, okay.
Just fill out the following form and I'll assign a nickname accordingly. What is your favorite thing about yourself? And what is your biggest insecurity? And based on those 2 questions, he can come up with a nickname for you.
That's hard.
Oh, do you dare do it?
My favorite thing about myself?
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about yourself?
See, when I saw that yesterday, I'm like, I'm not playing this.
You're not going to do it?
I'm not going to.
Because it would be nasty.
I'm not going to say.
You know he can come up with a nasty.
The favorite. Well, I'm not going to say the favorite thing about myself.
Let's see if
I can't think of what that would be. Does something immediately come to mind?
No.
You don't have to say what it is, but...
See, that's the thing. Nothing sprung to mind, and that's why I didn't reply to him.
Yeah, I think there something. I do have a favorite thing about myself.
What?
Well, I don't know if I want to say, but I do.
Wrong.
Yeah, because you can't say it without sounding.
That's just it.
But if you send it to Dick Clark, you know what though, my favorite thing about myself is my biggest insecurity as well.
What?
I can't take.
Wrong.
It's
your favorite thing is your biggest insecurity.
In a way, because if you say that's your favorite thing about yourself,
wrong,
it probably means you're insecure about it. I bet. Can you answer? Nothing comes to your mind at all about
the favorite thing about myself.
Yeah, the favorite.
This is a good exercise, though. That you should.
I mean, I can kind of think of something, but But then it occurs to me when I say to myself, "My favorite thing about myself is this," and I'm not going to. I don't want to say.
Yes, Bill, you're smart. We all think you're smart.
United States.
Well, that would be my biggest insecurity too. And you're right.
I was right, wasn't I?
Yes. I think I'm pretty smart.
You were wrong. But then you're insecure, thinking, "What if other people don't think I'm smart?"
No. What I'm insecure about is more than that is, I don't want to be a smarty pants either, and I hate coming off. So there you go,
so
smarty pants Bill.
That's what.
That's my nickname. I don't want to come off as that. And I think I'm better at it. When I was younger, I would, I'd have to be the smart person, the smartest person.
You want to be the smartest person in the room, and you'll say things to prove
I would
it.
have, and it's like a former program. I've told this story before, and Kerry knows who I'm talking about. I won't mention his name, but a former program director of ours once said to me, "Man, I'm really depressed, and I have a hard time." And I said, "What are you depressed? Why are you having a hard time?" He said, "Sometimes it's just really hard to be the smartest person in the room."
Seriously said that?
Yeah. And he meant it.
Well, he was very smart.
He is smart.
Yes.
But I thought to myself,
Bill, if you were
really?
smarter, you would understand the pressure that being the smartest person in the room.
Don't you get that?
You know, it's maybe part of the reason that I don't like to think that is that when I was younger and I felt that way sometimes, I also felt a lot of pressure.
Wrong.
So, well, people are going to look to me for the answers. I don't want
They
that.
expect me to be smart.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, but it is an interesting exercise. So if you think that about yourself, if you think you're the smartest person,
That's why I didn't respond to him yesterday. I'm like, nothing comes to mind for that first one.
Oh, you've got something though.
No, I can't think of any one thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's a combination.
Because it's so many.
Yeah.
No.
I can't come up with one.
I love everything about me.
I don't know.
One thing, Gina. Come on. It doesn't. It doesn't. It could be. When I look in the mirror, I think my eyes look great.
See, now why is it a physical thing for a woman? Why is that the first thing?
I didn't. I just said it doesn't have to be some.
Because God knows I have insecurities there.
It can be a physical thing.
We'll find out after these messages.
Think about it. Think about it.
We do.
My favorite thing about myself is my plumbing is good.
Well, that I'm smart enough to know that I'm not the guy to fix the plumbing.
Yeah.
And knowing enough to know you don't know enough, so you call somebody that does at Shamrock Plumbing.
Yes.
It's important to make sure. Now, Shamrock Plumbing will make sure that everything in your house is right with the plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
Any size system. Take a little stock of your house and say, now what really is wrong with, just think about the plumbing. Oh, leaky faucets.
Yes.
The toilet is sluggish.
The toilet thing, yeah.
Maybe
or
you need
all the time.
a water softener.
Well, what people keep telling me that would be a good thing. Why do a water softener? Well, Shamrock Plumbing has great water softeners, great water heaters, departments for both of those, and they say that they will beat, and I believe this, they will beat any pricing guaranteed. So call Shamrock Plumbing for plumbing emergencies, but also for things that, think about it, upgrading your plumbing, what you need to do. So call them, 801-295-1690, or go to shamrockplumbing.net, Shamrock Plumbing.
On this...
Oh. Dick Clark.
Yes.
Heard us. Has tweeted his response to the insult name generator that he came up with. So it was, if you want to come up with an insult to insult a person,
a Donald Trump insult,
Donald Trump kind of insult,
mm-hmm.
you have to tell Dick Clark what is your favorite thing about yourself and what is your biggest insecurity. So he's tweeted, Bill figured out the riddle.
There's a riddle?
Of course, being the smartest person in the room, I figured that out. The answers are, in fact, exactly the same.
Ah.
Your biggest, and that's kind of what I was thinking. The thing you think about yourself that you're most proud of or whatever is probably also something that you're sort of insecure about. Also, each one of you has been assigned a Trump nickname.
Okay.
And we all have the same nickname. It's Dumpy.
Dumpy?
Well, I don't like that.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's Dumpy Gina Barberi, that Dumpy Bill Allred, that Dumpy Kerry Jackson. So each one of us, we have that nickname based on the generator that Dick Clark came up with. So sorry, Dumpy.
I don't want to be Dumpy.
Well, Dumpy, I'm sorry. Now you have to call me Dumpy.
You're Dumpy too.
I know. That's it.
I know you are, but what am I?
Hey, Dumpy, why don't you get involved in this?
Because I am not Dumpy.
Oh, come on,
I am a
Dumpy.
lot of things, but I am not Dumpy.
Oh, come on, Dumpy. I know you think you're not Dumpy.
I'll admit to a lot of things.
But Dumpy is not
Dumpy
among
is
them.
not one of them.
No.
Look at me.
Yeah,
you're
not Dumpy.
You're very well. Carrie's more well put together than either Bill or I, by far.
Oh, thanks,
by
Dumpy.
Far.
Thanks a lot, Dumpy.
It's true.
Oh, well, but you don't have to go telling everybody. This is radio.
How much thought did you give to what you were wearing
a lot.
today?
I had on 2 different shirts before I put on my Occupy Mars shirt.
So
I did.
Dressing around a theme.
Yeah. I get dressed in the dark every day.
Well, it's too bad you can't come here in the dark. It's too bad you can't be over there in the dark, Dumpy.
Well, you know, if you were to set your clothes out before you go to bed.
Which is what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you know. And
yeah, but where do you put them? You say you set them out.
Well, I have a walk-in closet, and I hang them there.
Oh.
The closet has a door, so I can turn
again, you've given way more thought.
I can turn the light on.
Wow.
And that way it doesn't wake Sue up, see? Because there's a
great.
door.
See,
You've given way more thought.
See, Carrie, you said you couldn't come up with what's your best. Your thoughtfulness.
Well, it's not me. That's Sue.
No, but I've noticed this about you over the years. You have the ability to come up with a perfect gift for people. You're really good at that.
A good gift giver.
You're thoughtful.
Kind of a mutant power.
Yeah, it's kind of a mutant power. I have the feeling John Smith has just walked into the studio
with a child.
And she has this look on her face like, my God, I'd rather be anywhere else but here.
No, dude, she's stoked. Are you excited to be here with Dad today?
Yeah.
You say hi in the microphone?
Hi.
Oh, no. And she just spotted herself on the TV, too.
Oh, yeah.
Look, you're right up there.
That's you. Yep.
She's got her princess backpack with her.
That is a sweet smile.
It's watch videos at work with Dad day.
And that nice big smile, she has Daddy's teeth.
Yeah, right.
Or, I mean, Daddy has her teeth.
She's got Dad's new teeth.
Yeah.
Is what.
Yeah. It's your lovely daughter.
This is my daughter, Scarlett.
It's heavy.
Oh, you got your backpack on. Should we take that off?
What's in there?
She said it's heavy.
What's in your backpack today?
Daddy makes me carry bricks to toughen me up.
Yeah.
Let's get down and see.
Let's get down and see.
Okay.
She's got her AR-15.
All right.
She's got her high-capacity magazines. You okay?
Yeah, she's just a little.
Is she really going to be here with you all day?
No, just for a little.
Oh, okay.
My lovely wife is at Apex Dental this morning getting her teeth done.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
Whoa! Oh, what'd you lose?
It's a stethoscope. She has a stethoscope.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you use that for?
Daddy.
For hearts.
For hearts.
She knows what it's for.
She wants to be a doctor. So.
Well, good.
Yeah, right. Don't be a DJ.
Don't be in radio.
No.
Whatever you do, don't follow in
Different
Daddy's
initials.
Daddy's
What
footsteps.
else do you have in there?
Yeah.
I have books.
Some books. Yeah, good.
Some books.
Minnie Mouse one.
Minnie Mouse?
She's also quite, you can't see it, Carrie. She's quite aware of the microphone. She keeps coming up to it to make sure that she can. Yeah. A flashlight?
Well, the lights go out here occasionally.
Just in case. Yeah. Excellent. Very good.
Thank you.
She's better at this than I am.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Be careful. She'll take your job.
Today.
All right. Well, let's do a promo and get out of here.
Okay. Well, all right. Here we go.
Okay, gotta be quiet for a
That's okay. We'll just have it in the background a little bit. That's
kids
fine.
always do that when you ask them to be quiet. They always shut right up, don't they?
We're going to play the quiet game.
All right.
On Thursday's Radio from Hell show,
I, Carrie Jackson, at 6:45, will be your captain through Geek News on the Radio.
I, Bill Allred, will be the scorekeeper for Beat Gina with Olympic Trivia at 7 a.m.
I'm Gina. I say that's all on Thursday's Radio from Hell show on X96. We did Olympic trivia last week.
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
All right.
It wasn't going to be Olympic trivia.
I thought we said it was going to be. That's all right.
What about Salt Lake?
I don't care.
I don't care enough to.
Salt Lake Olympic trivia. That's. There's a lot of trivia there.
Yes, there is.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, you got stuff to give away and wingdings.
We've got the Valentine's Day special today, and I've got tickets to get this Caroline Spine.
Nice.
Remember those guys?
Uh-huh. All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Oh, I was going to do Bill's. Oh.
That's the
here it is.
Yamaha.
Come over to my house and try my Yamaha butt washer.
John Smith is next.
Say, please keep listening. Yeah.
Good enough.
A 1 hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative, X96.